balling out. How many yards? Like none at all. Call the special teams, come punt the ball and it's gone. And you never see me fair catch. I get a block and then I'm gone like a Learjet. My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights.
Hold on. I'll get us here. Hold on.
There you go. I got you there.
You got us now?
Yeah. Tell that one guy, better late than never.
Or better late than never. That's fine. Shannon Allen in the house. Terry Reinhardt in the house. Myself, Hunter Yancey, in the house. Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's another Friday night. Another Friday night in October means we still have Friday night football going on. So we've got high school games all around the area. Terry, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I mean, it's come to the point now in high school football, you start thinking of big games that mean a lot for a lot of teams around here. If some of them, if you lose tonight, conference championship is gone. You might have qualified for the playoffs, but maybe that conference championship will be next year.
Yeah.
After
Shannon,
tonight.
how are you tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Hope you are.
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm
hope
here.
You're doing good. And,
I'm here. Can't complain.
Yeah, Terry, you're right. There's a lot of things are at stake tonight for a lot of teams. You know, win or lose, this can affect playoff seasons and how many home games you get in the playoffs. So it's interesting.
Yeah, not much to complain about, but I think we can all kind of gripe about this. It's still hot. It is October 4th,
like
and it's still high 90s. I know yesterday it was 99. I can only imagine what those players tonight and all those pads and stuff is going to feel tonight, because I think they said this weekend it's supposed to cool down, but not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Still going to be
watch out
humid.
for them cramps.
Yeah.
You know, have a lot of mustard around.
Mustard, pickle juice, Gatorade, whatever you want to help with your cramps. But we do have a lot of games around the area tonight. We've got 6 games that we're carrying on whether the radio or YouTube channels. I'll just list those right now. WLON, 1050 AM, 107.5 FM. You can listen to the Lincolnton Wolves traveling to play the East Lincoln Mustangs. On the Crest Chargers YouTube channel, Stuart Kramer will be traveling to Crest. On the Shelby Golden Lions YouTube channel, the RS Central Hilltoppers will be going to play the Shelby Golden Lions. You can watch on the Burns Bulldog YouTube channel, but also listen on WOHS 1390 AM, 101.5 FM, the Chase Trojans and Burns Bulldogs. That'll be a pretty good matchup tonight. You can watch on the Kings Mountain YouTube channel, North Gaston. The Wildcats will be traveling to play against Kings Mountain Mountaineers. And then you can also listen on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM. The Cherryville Ironmen are going to play at the Community School of Davidson. So we got pretty good games all over the board, not just the games that we're carrying here, games from around the area as well. We've got a few of them that are a little bit further out than we're used to talking about, but we'll just give a little glimpse on what we think will happen in those games. So we'll start with one that's a little bit out there. West Rowan is going to play Concord. We're going to give Shannon the start with that. Actually, Terry, he said Shannon can just start every single one of these. So Shannon, West Rowan at Concord. What do you think about this game tonight?
Concord. Hey, talking about Concord, Terry, and we're going to go back here. E.Z. Smith. Remember E.Z. Smith?
Oh, yeah.
He fit Concord at the Shelby Crest game. He was actually on the sidelines. He's working for another sports company now, and he came by and spoke. Really nice fellow, talking about his grandkids and stuff. But anyway, so West Rowan and Concord. You know, I don't know. I think that traditionally, when you think about both of these teams, Concord and you think about, you know, in that conference, Concord and A.L. Brown, those two are going to be the two big dogs in that conference. But then West Rowan is always that middle of the road team, maybe, you know, in years past that'll give you a juggernaut. But Concord's playing at home, so I don't know if it's homecoming, is it something else going on down there? But I like Concord at home, and I'm going to say 21-14.
21-14. You know, West Rowan, they won like 3 state championships in a row.
Yeah.
At one time, and Concord has won a couple. Concord's been in a few that they've lost. That's been tough. But you know, this one right here, I think I'm also going to go with you, Shannon. I think Concord playing at home, And I wonder why it's on our board, but it's a good pick. I'm going to go with Concord to win 27-24.
I'm just going to be blunt with our listeners. I don't know anything about really either one of these teams. They're not from our immediate areas. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give the benefit to the home team. I'm going to go with Concord as well. So if you're a betting man, you got 3 Concords right now. Go with West Rowan tonight. But I'm taking Concord. I think, I'm going to say it's going to be close, 17-10.
You know, sometimes I like it when we come in here. Like when we first started the show, we had a lot of conferences outside our area
Yeah.
that we did, and then today we walk in here and here's a few more.
Yeah.
Thanks, Andre.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we really know we can really give great in-depth analysis on these games. But like I said, I'll just bluntly say it. Don't know much about them. I'll just ride with the home team. We'll go with Mount Pleasant playing against East Rowan. Terry, I'm sorry, Terry.
Oh,
We're gonna
God.
have to go back.
I
and
was
forth.
pointing. I was like trying to swallow my food from
Yeah,
Mitchum's and
you're
everything.
right, you're right.
But anyway, all right, Mount Pleasant at East Rowan. Know a little bit about Mount Pleasant. When you play a team from Mount Pleasant, very disciplined. Every time I've ever seen them, and I'm talking from band to football to basketball, everything I've ever seen them play, every coach that's ever been there that I have seen, very disciplined squads that they send out on the field or, basketball court or whatever. East Rowan, don't know much about East Rowan, but I'm going to go with the home team here, and I'm going to take East Rowan and have no clue of what they can do, but I'm going to take them 21-17 over Mount Pleasant.
Sounds like something I would say.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go opposite of you, Terry. Mount Pleasant. I'm trying to think of their coach's name, and it's escaped me. But Mount Pleasant has played team like Shelby. They played Shelby in like a back-to-back years in a non-conference thing, and then they also played them in the playoffs. Mount Pleasant's going to be tough. They're not going to do anything to wow you. They're just going to come in there and they're just going to play, and they're going to play good football. And East Rowan, I don't know anything about them as well, but I like Mount Pleasant. I think Mount Pleasant, just from what traditional part that we know about them, that they're going to be sound. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to do, they're going to take it. They're not going to make many mistakes, and what the mistakes that they make, I don't know if East Rowan's going to be able to capitalize. So I'm going to say Mount Pleasant. I'm going to go big, 35-7 over East Rowan.
Between the two of them, I can agree with Shannon. The only one I know by name is Mount Pleasant. I've heard about Mount Pleasant in the area. Not going to act like I know everything about them, but I know the name. I'm going to take Mount Pleasant because I know the name. And I'm going to say this is a close one again, another 17-10 score. I think that's going to be my default. If I have no idea about either one, my default 17-10, maybe the home team unless I recognize the name. And in this next game, Carson is going to A.L. Brown. My home team and the name I recognize kind of line up right now. A.L. Brown will be hosting Carson. Shannon, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, A.L. Brown has always been they've always been a strong team, a strong contender. I think they're down this year, though, if I'm not mistaken. So, and I know they beat Ashbrook at the beginning of the year. That's probably not really saying much, but they did beat Ashbrook, a local team. But I'm picking Carson over A.L. Brown, and I'm going to say 28-14.
I'm going to go the very opposite. I'm going to take A.L. Brown since they're playing at home, and I'm going to take A.L. Brown to win this one 21-14 over Carson.
I'm going to roll with the home team and the name I know. A.L. Brown, default 17-10 over Carson. So now we've got the games that we don't really they're just they're from a surrounding area, but they're a little bit further away than what we would cover. But now we've got the games that are a little bit closer in our surrounding area. Watauga and Alexander Central are playing, Terry.
Okay, not a problem here. Watauga and Alexander Central, these are two teams that's in our area that we do cover every week. Alexander Central comes in 4-1, 0-0 in the conference. Watauga 5-1, 1-0 in the conference. The only team Watauga lost to was Ronald Reagan during the year, and Ronald Reagan's pretty stout squad. What I think is going to happen here with Watauga, I think Coach Hobbs is just too strong up there. Since he's got there, they continue to win year after year. I mean, no state championships coming back yet, but they're always very competitive again in this conference. And I'm going to take Watauga to win this one. I think it's going to be close, though, because I think Alexander Central's running game will keep them in the game. But I'm going to take Watauga to win this one 28-24 over Alexander Central.
Yeah, this game here is past few years. This has been the big game of this conference, and you got two power teams facing each other. Watauga, we got local ties. Coach Ware used to be at Shelby. His son Reese is playing for Watauga. Stockton, his other son, may be playing as well. But Reese is a senior, and I'm sure he's on the line somewhere. But Alexander Central, as you said, Terry, they're going to stay with the running game. I think that's going to be huge, and they're going to be playing at home. And I don't remember when they beat Watauga last. But I think it's probably due for one. I think Alexander Central. Again, get to the edges and see what they can do, and I think that's going to benefit. I got Alexander Central winning 31-28 at home.
Watauga, you said 5-1. Alexander Central 4-1. So both of these teams have seen success as the season has go.
Yeah.
Both of them know what winning is. They don't really know what losing is. And Alexander Central is at home, so I'm like Shannon. To me, I think home field advantage is going to play a real key in this game, and I think Alexander Central is going to want to control the ball and control the clock, try and keep Watauga off the field. I think it'll be a little bit of a low-scoring game. I'm going to give it 14-10 Alexander Central, with Alexander Central wanting to keep the ball on the ground so much. But who knows? It could be a barn burner. But I do think Alexander Central is going to come out in this game because they are at home. So we have another game on the final game on our furthest board. McDowell going to St. Stephen's. Shannon.
A game that means a lot to McDowell because, along with South Caldwell, these are the only two 4A schools in that conference, and so you don't want to lose in your conference games, but you need to win games like this. And McDowell has proven I'm not going to say they've proven. I shouldn't say that. That's probably put a lot on them, but they have. Let me go back. I think St. Stephen's has proven they're not be pretty good this year. Okay, McDowell.
Nicely. That's a nice way of putting it.
And McDowell has proven they're probably going to be a little bit better, not by much, a little bit better. So I think McDowell's physicality against St. Stephen's, whatever. I think McDowell's just going to be too physical up front. Okay, I think they're going to be too physical. And where's my score at? I think McDowell wins 21-17.
McDowell 21-17. McDowell comes in 1-4, 0-1 in the conference. St. Stephen's 2-3, 0-1. Another game here. I mean, we keep talking about the 4A groups in here, and you got McDowell and you got South Caldwell. One of them are going to win it, and there's nobody else in there. So every game that you can get a bonus is a plus. South Caldwell comes in there open this week. They're 3-3, 0-1 in the conference. Do you need a game? This is a game McDowell could take a step up and get ahead. I know that last game between those two squads is going to be the big one for the year. But, hey, get a jump on them. Have them chasing you instead of you chasing them is how I look at it. And I'm going to take McDowell, too, over St. Stephen's. And I'm like you. I think they're going to be a little bit more physical up front. Do I think it's going to be close? Yeah, I sure do. 21-17 McDowell.
Yeah, McDowell being the 4A school, some would say that they've got a larger talent pool to pull from St. Stephen's, where that might be true. That's sometimes not always the case. Sometimes there's more talent, or even though there's not as many kids, there might be more talent at St. Stephen's. Both these teams, though, they are having a down year. I'll be very nice about it. They're having a down year. One of these teams, though, has to come out with a win. They're not coming out with a tie. I understand where you guys are coming from. The 4A schools, they want to come out on top of the 3A schools. They should, they should, the way that it's playing out. But I think that St. Stephen's at home is going to be able to get this on McDowell. Again, I am agreeing with Terry, though. It'll be close. I'm going to go 17-14 St. Stephen's over McDowell. With that, we need to take a commercial break. We will be back after these messages with more Witherspoon Insurance pregame show and more games from around the counties tonight. You are listening to KTCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986. It's a taste of the fair, and you're invited. Join the boss as we broadcast live from this year's Cleveland County Fair, September 26th through October 6th. Our live remote broadcasts are being brought to you by Parker Farm Service, your Toro dealer on Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain, by Sism & Sons Paint and Body Shop on Shelby Road, Kings Mountain, by Dowlite on West Marion Street in Shelby, by Full Throttle Power Sports, your Polaris dealer on Indian Walk in Lowell, by Bicycles on South Lafayette Street in Shelby, by Angela's Seafood Concessions and Catering located at the fair, by Trackside Trader on South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain, by Mitchum's Kitchen on Highway 27 West in Vale and also at the Cleveland County Fair, by Ronaldo Honda on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, and by the Goblin Gourmet located at this year's Cleveland County Fair, by Sheila Sheds in Cherryville, Lincoln, Shelby, and at the Cleveland County Fair, and by Dark Side of Shelby Historic Walk. So plan now to join us for our live remote radio broadcast from this year's Cleveland County Fair, September 26th through October 6th.
Elimination Day. It is time to find out.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series Playoff.
Tyler Reddick gets a good jump.
Playoff Race 3.
Christopher Bell, the race leader. Cole Custer in his tire track.
And for 4 drivers, it's over in Dover.
Now we've got trouble coming down the backstretch. One car breaks loose.
The Use Your Melon Drive Sober 200.
Bangs the inside wall.
Saturday at 2:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Use Your Melon Drive Sober 200 this Saturday afternoon at 2:30 on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
How would you like for you and your family to win free tickets to a Carolina Panther football game? Of course you would, and you can. Win 4 Carolina Panther Seattle Seahawk tickets, Carolina Panther caps and t-shirts, and $100 in fun money. Register today with no obligation to buy at Flooring America on Slater Street, Kings Mountain, at Dallas Express Pharmacy, Hoffman Street in Dallas, Carolina Hardware on the Reedsville Road in Lincoln, at Full Throttle Power Sports on Indian Walk in Lowell, at Arnold's Jewelry on South Washington Street in Shelby, at Mitchum's Kitchen on Highway 27 West in Vale, at Love's Fish Box on the Shelby Road, Kings Mountain, and at Basic Finance Company on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. The drawing will be held Friday, October 25th. So register today and head to the Carolina Panthers Seattle Seahawk football game on us.
Come see the all-new Professional Pharmacy, now in the new location at 128 North Main Street in Bowling Springs. Come shop their newer and larger pharmacy showroom and use their convenient drive-through windows. And as always, you'll receive friendly hometown service. Since 1998, Professional Pharmacy in Bowling Springs has been providing you with efficient and fast service to meet all of your medication needs. Make the all-new Professional Pharmacy your pharmacy, now in the new location at 128 North Main Street in Bowling Springs. And be sure to like them on Facebook too. Call 704-434-9897 today. This is not just another ad for insurance. It's an ad for the Brawley Insurance Agency in Shelby. The agents at the Brawley Insurance Agency in Shelby are special because they've been helping customers in Shelby for over 20 years. They can help protect what is important to you, from auto to home. So call the Brawley Insurance Agency today at 704-484-2680. Remember, Nationwide is on your side. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval. Buy from the originator, not the imitator. Before you buy your next set of tires, check around and compare, and you'll find the best prices are at Oakey's Tire and Recabbing in Shelby. With name brands like Goodyear, Mastercraft, Michelin, Yokohama, Firestone, GT Radio, Dura, and more. Plus, Oakey's has used tires too, and road service is available. And they'll rotate and balance your tires for the lifetime of your tire. Oakey's Tire and Recapping, 800 West Warren Street in Shelby, Cleveland County's hometown dealer for over 32 years. All right, let's get back to the Cleveland County Fair for a quick report. Guys, I'll just tell you at the end of 4, Braves still lead 1-0. Back to you.
Yeah, go Braves.
I hope they're relief pitching.
I hope that whoever started can pitch the whole game is what I hope.
Well, that's right.
That's right. We are back at the 95th Annual Cleveland County Fair, right below the water wheel. You can come by and see us right here in our plush and well-lit studio right here.
It is.
That's right.
You know, we have a lot of people coming in now. I feel a little cooler breeze, but I looked at my thermometer. Well, I looked at the temperature on my phone. It's 94 degrees still.
Mine says 92, so it's cooler on this side of the building. But anyway, the gates are open. You can come down. The Midway's open as well. A lot of things going on, Gerald. There's Renee Riddle and the Ramblers will be back at 7 o'clock. The Pirates of the Colombian Caribbean, they'll get started at 6:30 down near Gate 14. The pig races, the Racing Pigs, they'll be back at 6 o'clock down there as well. Also, that's right. Jay Madiola, Lex Fine Magic, he starts back at 6, and the Act Monsters Chainsaw Art, he's going on all day long behind Go Forth Hall.
Exactly right.
So
Some of our sponsors, Ron, that are here, Pfeiffer Cafe and Confections, that's on East Warren Street in Shelby. I haven't eaten there yet, but I've heard that it's really good. Stop by and eat at Dane's at the Shingle Shop.
wait, you said there was someplace in Shelby you haven't eaten yet?
Exactly. That's one place I have not eaten. It's on East Marion
Well, I feel sure you'll take care of that soon. So go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting you,
Okay,
Joe.
Dane's Shingle Shack is here at the fair. Stop by and eat. He's got Krispy Kreme donut bread pudding, turkey legs, spaghetti bowls, potato soup bowls, alligator gumbo, Spam fries, and more. Deanna's Diner and Food Concessions. They're celebrating 18 years here at the Cleveland County Fair. And the Trackside Traders, they're in Kings Mountain, Ron.
They are, and you know, you were talking about Danes a while ago. They also have Kansas City pig wings, and they've got a fair special 2-piece barbecue chicken fries and corn on the cob for $10 as well. And one more of our food sponsors, we're going to talk about Judy Love down at Sweet Sensations. So you got your hamburger here and some fries from Mitchum's. Well, when you finish, you can go down there and get you an apple dumpling or some peach cobbler, and it's fresh apple dumpling and peach cobbler.
It's Friday night. I can stay a little bit later.
That's right. Soft serve ice cream as well, and they've got pork rinds and kettle corn. That's down at the bottom of the hill. That's right across from Mitchum's Kitchen. So you can walk right back down there and look to the right, and you can get you apple. You can get you apple dumpling with some ice cream on it. So there you go. All right, we're here at the Cleveland County Fair, 95th annual. Lots of things going on, lots of people. So we're going to send it back to the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show back at the station.
Sounds good.
You hear them creaks?
704 beats per Alex.
Yeah.
Witherspoon Insurance pregame show continues with myself, Hunter Yancey, Shannon Allen to my right, Terry Reinhardt to my left. I'm thinking that you guys, it might be flip-flopped though for our viewers. So you would be to the right of the screen, and you would be to the left. Yeah. So, well, regardless, on my point of view, Terry's to my left, Shannon is to my right. Calvin is back there enjoying the Braves St. Louis game.
Yeah,
Game
Calvin,
2.
as he gave us a score,
Calvin, do you 1-0 still Braves? There you go. In the 5th inning, the Braves got off to a hot start last night, but unfortunately that fizzled out for Braves fans. I know that we are a Braves affiliate, so we Braves fans were not happy with that. But we're not here to talk about the Braves, even though it is postseason baseball time. It is Friday night football, and we are now on our second board. And we're going to start with Terry. East Gaston is going to South Point tonight. Does South Point chalk up another victory tonight? Do they finally get things going?
East Gaston.
And here's a serious question between the two of you. I don't know if you know. Are they still on their third-string quarterback, or has their other quarterbacks come back from their injuries at South Point?
I think Rose is now playing a little bit of everything. I think he played some quarterback, and I don't know about the other kids. I don't know the other quarterbacks, what they're doing.
Okay.
So,
all right, Terry, take it away.
Right.
East Gaston, South Point.
In this game, East Gaston comes in 0-5, 0-1 in the conference. South Point 2-4, 0-1. That's hard to believe. A lot of people say back and say South Point 2-4. It's been a long time since we've said that, but they have been there before, and we've seen them come out of that and go on and win a state championship. Yeah. Will that be this year? I mean, you can make the playoff. I think this team's good enough to make the playoffs, but to win a state title, that's going to be pushing it. Maybe first round, second round. Depends on who you're playing. But coming into this game, East Gaston comes in here. They gave up 175 points this year, but the biggest deal for them is they've only scored 24. I think that's the big key. I think this game's not even going to be close. I got South Point. You know, when you haven't beat somebody, you want to feel good one weekend. And East Gaston, I got a feeling you might be the one. South Point 42, East Gaston 7.
Yep, Shannon.
Yeah, last week losing to Burns, I think put South Point, even, you know, they figured out, I guess, their backfield of how they're going to run the ball. But I think losing to Burns has put them behind the 8 ball when it comes to conference play. Now they have to depend on somebody else to help them at least get a tie for a conference, if not win it outright, but also for the playoffs. You know, instead of being that top 8 team, now they're looking at being the bottom because they still have Shelby to play. And that one loss is going to hurt them that they already have. And now they're looking at that conference or playoff run. You're looking at a lower seeded team. You know, I'd hate to have that crowd come to my house and I'm a number 2, number 3 seed with having a great year that had to look across the way and there's just those red helmets. But tonight, I agree with you, Terry. I think they're just gonna have a game where Coach Hodge say, all right, he's gonna open everything up, just go score at will. Give them a little bit more confidence after after losing last week. I think they will win 56-0 over East Gaston. East Gaston has a ton of problems when it comes to football down there, and so tonight it'll be a stepping stone for South Point.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use a line that Terry loves to use. Terry loves to say the team's going to score whatever they want. And I think that's going to be South Point tonight against East Gaston. East Gaston, football is not their strong suit. I've seen both East Gaston and North Gaston play this year. They're very limited on the offensive side of the ball. As you can tell, how many points have East Gaston scored at all this year? 24. That's it. And I think it stays at 24 after this game as well. I could see South Point winning this one every bit. 62-0.
Yeah, scored 10 points since week 1.
Yeah, you know, and they also a team that is up in our top of North Carolina as far as total losses. I think theirs is like 18 and 19, somewhere in that range. So you know, it's been a long streak for them.
It's a tough losing streak, and unfortunately for East Gaston, I don't see it ending tonight. Forest View is going to Ashbrook. Shannon.
You know, this is a game, you know, years past, you say, well, Ashbrook's going to roll, but this year's a little different. Now, Ashbrook has played a tough, I will give them that, they played a pretty tough tough non-conference schedule. But Forest View, I think they're the surprise right now in Gaston County. I know they're physical up front, they're huge, they're big across the front line, and I think that has played to their advantage. I know they lost last week to Crest in another shootout about the Crest and the games they played. But Forest View is one of those teams. They're not going to set the woods on fire, but they'll hurt you if you let them stay in the ball game. But tonight, I think it's going to be reversed. I think Forest View is going to crush Ashbrook, and I think it's going to be 35-7, just for the part of the physicality that Forest View has and the lack of talent, I guess, Ashbrook has.
On my end, I'm almost the same way. I think Forest View might be the best team in Gaston County. You know,
be South Point.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, when I look at it like that. But here's a big game tonight for them. I mean, a chance to 2-3, 0-1, a chance to go 3-3, 1-1 in the conference against a team like Ashbrook, who, like you said, has played some competition, but they're 0-4, and they're looking for a first victory, and they're playing at home. Will it make a difference? Ashbrook leads this all-time series 13-5. I still got Forest View coming out on top tonight, 31-21, Forest View.
Yeah, Forest View seems to have something going right for them this year. I think they're going to set up for a pretty good year. Ashbrook, in years past, I watched Ashbrook play a little bit last year. They're decent. But they're not going to go down without a fight. I mean, it's going to be very physical, and especially with Ashbrook being at home, you're going to want to come out there with a little bit of sense of urgency in front of your home crowd. I think this one is going to be a little bit closer than what people would give it. I mean, you could still say this is a 14-point game, but I'm going to go 35-21 Forest View over Ashbrook. Maiden is traveling to West Lincoln. Now, Shannon, I know I would come to you next. Or no, I actually am. I set this up right. Terry, we're going to start with you. Maiden is coming to town, coming out there to Vail, coming to play West Lincoln. Your Rebels. I see you're sporting the West Lincoln hat. Last week, you thought you could be cute and sported the Maiden hat on me. I'm glad you didn't decide to do that this week. But what do you think is going to happen in today's game between Maiden and West Lincoln?
You know, sometimes you come in here and you put on the right hat and you look like a genius. But Maiden come out on top last week, if people will remember, 30 to 23.
Yes, they did.
Everybody,
They did.
Okay, tonight's game.
They did.
Maiden makes a trip up to West Lincoln. Here's when we was talking about at the start of the show. To me, this game right here is huge for West Lincoln. You're 4-1. You're 0-1 in the conference. If you lose this, you go to 0-2. You fall 2 games behind Maiden, probably East Lincoln, and if you chance on you catching up for the rest of the year is not going to happen. I mean, yeah, will you have enough wins to get in the playoffs? Yes. Where will you be going? Hey, we saw what happened last year. You know, we finished 3rd, and we got nice Shelby Golden Lions to play. But, you know, you try to finish high enough that you don't have that making a big deal at the end of the year. But Maiden owns the biggest loss ever for West Lincoln, a 63-0 win way back in 1990. But they bring a team up there this time, and they lead the all-time series 38-7. Last year, West Lincoln finally stopped a streak that Maiden had built up, had lost to them all the way back to 1985. But last year, they beat them 31-18 at Maiden. Big win, and really, it was not really 31-18. It was really a lot more lopsided than that score was. What will happen tonight, I think West Lincoln, homecoming. Anytime you have homecoming, and you put on a lot of shows during the day for the kids, you hope they don't get over-pounded or distracted or something before game time comes. West Lincoln's homecoming record is probably not on the positive end all time, but as you come into this game, I'm going to pick my Rebels because I'm homegrown there.
Go ahead.
I'm going to take them to win,
Yep.
but it would not surprise me if Maiden pulls one out. Because Maiden's looking to stay on top of the league. West Lincoln's got to have this one. I think West Lincoln is a better team overall than Maiden, and I'm going to take West Lincoln to win 27-26.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow. Some spread.
Yeah, no room for error there. So, Terry, I agree. I think West Lincoln is a better team than Maiden. I think, you know, just by hearing what you have said in recent weeks or in past weeks that West Lincoln may be a little better than what they were last year, and I'm not putting words in your mouth. I mean that's by what they have coming back and what they have that stepped up after those seniors left last year. I've always liked West Lincoln's physical, you know, up front. I think you know, playing a team, you know, last week, who'd they play last week?
North
Lincoln. You know, I think those young offensive linemen, okay, they may have learned something. You know, probably got whipped every play, but they may have learned something, you know, okay? So I think that's going to help them as they go forward. Again, last year's game, they're going to have that in their mind. Maiden is too, but West Lincoln is going to say, okay, hey, we won last year, and so we're going to continue that. So I think it's homecoming, a lot of excitement. I think West Lincoln wins 24-21.
I covered the West Lincoln North Lincoln game last week. I can tell you what I saw out of West Lincoln. I saw a lot of good things out of West Lincoln, and then the question mark I had around West Lincoln was, did the coaching get in the way of the talent that they have? And what I mean by that is West Lincoln, going into halftime, led North Lincoln. And then North Lincoln came back to win. I can't remember the final score, but West Lincoln didn't score again.
24-14.
Yeah, 24-14.
West Lincoln,
no, it was not a blowout.
They led 14-10.
Yeah, they led 14-10 at the half, but they didn't score again in the second half. They got away from what worked on their first drive, and it worked flawlessly, the play action.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like they were getting into play action late in their downs, 3rd or 4th down. They were hitting play action 1st down, 2nd down if they needed to.
I think Hewitt was 3 for 3.
Yeah,
on that
yes. They had who's the good number 15 running back for them?
Cannon Bridges.
Yeah, that's right. Bridges. He ran excellent wheel routes out of the back. They hit him a couple times on the wheel routes. Pendergrass has got the speed if they can get him to the edge. If they wanted to maybe do a little pass out to him on a wheel route. So they have options through the air, and I know we talked about this. I don't think they let the quarterback last year throw as much as they probably should have. That's just the offense that they run, and you know what? That it's hard to change away when that's something you've been doing for years. So I think if West Lincoln's coaching doesn't get in the way tonight, I think West Lincoln can win this ball game against Maiden because the defense is still good. The defense is still really good. I think they're still in the conference. the team that has allowed the least amount of points scored on them this year defensively. So the defense is good enough. The question is, will they make the plays on offense that they need to make to win this game? I'm going to take West Lincoln to win this game, and I'm going to say it's going to be 21-17 West Lincoln. I think West Lincoln's going to have a very good defensive matchup. This one, on the other hand, I think it's a little bit one-sided. Polk County goes in to play against East Rutherford. Shannon.
Polk County comes in undefeated at 5-0. East Rutherford is 0-5, looking for their first win. Again, another one of those games years past, East Rutherford, you'd pick them in a landslide. This year's a little different. East Rutherford has a quarterback, Trey Mooney, that's thrown for 1,145 yards, second and behind best in that conference. Their main go-to guy is Calvin Jones, and he's everything for them. So, again, offensively, East Rutherford is there. They're as potent as anybody around here. But, again, it goes back to their defense. And but Polk County, on the other hand, Polk County can put up some points, and they've got good talent. They're not great, but they're good at what they do, and they're having to come to East Rutherford and play there. That's going to maybe a little handle for them, but I do like Polk County winning. I'm saying it's going to be a shootout. Now I think both these teams can put up points, but Polk County will be able to stop them. I'm saying 56-49. They'll stop them one time.
Ooh, take the over.
One time.
Take the over.
Man. Well, I know last week when we was watching East Rutherford, they was out 28-7. Guess what? They lost. And really got me by surprise because, I mean, I thought, hey, buddy, you're going to win your first game.
Yeah.
You got everything under control.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden your defense let down again. So I don't know what you were doing at the start. They made adjustments. They conquered you back, and they took the victory. Here you got a team, like you said, Polk County 5-0. I don't even think you got to worry about this. I think this is going to be – East Rutherford can score, but can they score enough? And I don't think that can happen. I got Polk County 48, East Rutherford 28.
I watched East Rutherford early in the season, and I noticed the Mooney kid. He could make all the throws.
Yeah,
he can make all the throws, and he's a sophomore.
Yeah.
1,100 yards, and he's a sophomore. So if they were able to build around him and bring some talent around him to keep him from possibly pursuing another place to try and get his talents noticed, we would hate for that to happen. But East Rutherford, like you said, offensively great, defensively not so much, and you got to be able to make at least one stop. If you know that your offense can score at the level it can, then really all your defense has to be able to do is make a crucial stop. I don't think they can do it. Polk County 5-0 for a reason, very solid football team. I've got Polk County winning this one 35-21 over East Rutherford. With that, we have got to take another commercial break, pay a little bit of bills, and Calvin probably going to give us a little bit of a score update here during the break as well, so we'll get that to you on the other side of the break. We'll be back after these messages on the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Gamble's Auto Service at 104 South DeKalb Street in Uptown Shelby is your one-stop service center for repair work on your auto. Locally owned and operated since 1980, they offer light and medium automotive repair on all types of vehicles. Bill Gamble and his friendly staff can do state inspections, minor engine repair work, brakes, air conditioning, and heating service, timing belts, tune-ups, and oil changes, and lubrication. And now Gamble sells new and used tires. Stop by and let Gamble's Auto Service take care of your automotive repairs and servicing. That's Gamble's Auto Service, 104 South DeKalb Street, Uptown Shelby. Call 704-487-5079.
You mow to make money, so Bobcat keeps the checks adding up. Bigger AirFX high vacuum decks? Check. Transport speeds up to 19 miles per hour? Check. Industry-leading mow with confidence 6-year warranties? Check. The next generation of Bobcat mowers is engineered to keep you unstoppable, so you can grow your business and stay true to your nature. Fiercely independent.
This area's Bobcat dealer is Weston Sells, Highway 18 North at the 27 intersection west in Vale.
Once upon a time is right now. Escape to the Renaissance Festival, a time-traveling adventure. Saturdays and Sundays, October 5th through November 24th.
You'll love the Renaissance Festival.
Incredible value, wondrous entertainment, and delicious food.
Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Saturdays and Sundays, October 5th through November 24th.
Don't miss it. Too jolly good.
There's music, comedy, circus entertainments, a giant crafts market, jousting nights, and a feast all rolled into a non-stop great family adventure. Presented by Pepsi. Discount tickets at Hedis Tita stores or print your own online at renfestinfo.com. Renaissance Festival, here I come.
Mention the Renaissance Festival and receive discount hotel accommodations at Hampton Inn and Suites, Huntersville and Lake Norman. Huzzah!
Isolated and alone?
That's how millions of Americans feel while experiencing a mental health crisis.
Need to talk? Our providers love to listen.
Call us now at 1-888-235-HOPE.
That's 1-888-235-4673.
Partners, improving lives and strengthening communities in North Carolina. 1-888-235-HOPE. 235-4673.
Napa know-how.
Tractor trailer owners, quit wasting time looking for parts in Charlotte or Hickory when Napa Auto Parts in Cherryville stocks lots of heavy-duty parts like airbags, brake shoes, brake chambers, and of course, batteries for your tractor trailer truck. So don't spend your valuable time running all around when you can go to Napa Auto Parts.
Napa know-how.
Your Napa store, Cherryville Auto and Truck Parts, Highway 150 West in Cherryville.
All right, let's check in with the guys at the Cleveland County Fair. Just an update, bottom of the sixth. Braves still leading 1-0.
That's right. Go Braves.
That's right.
They still got their starting pitcher in, Calvin?
Yeah, both teams.
Okay, good. As long as we keep starting pitcher in there, we're in good shape. So.
That's right.
That's right. We are at the 95th annual Cleveland County Fair. Gerald's been to almost every one of them.
I have. Yes, I
have. You?
Well, no.
When did you start coming? When did you start coming to the fair, Gerald?
I think what year it was. It was probably around
1930. No.
I would say probably around
60.
1960.
Yeah, 1960. Yeah. So let's see. This is 2019. That's 59 years.
I probably came to the fair
before that.
Before then.
You probably did.
Probably 1950 in a carriage.
In a carriage. Did you get married? Oh, no, not a wedding carriage. I'm sorry. That's right. We're at the Cleveland County Fair, right below the water wheel. You can come by and see us if you get a chance to. We're across from Dorton Hall.
That's right. And, there's a lot of stuff going on tonight, Ron.
Well, what's going on, Gerald?
Okay, we got Renee Riddle and the Ramblers will be going back on at 7 o'clock outside Dorton Hall. We got Pirates of the Colombian Caribbean. That will start again at 6:30. The Racing Pigs will start again at 6. Jay Mattioli, Electrifying Magic Show. That'll begin at 6 and again then at 7:30. And Act Monsters Chainsaw Art behind Go Forth Hall. That's going on right now. That carving is done daily, Captain Ron.
That's right. And also some of our sponsors make all this possible for us to be on the air and let you know what's going on around here. Ronaldo Auto Mall, Ronaldo Kia out at 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Also, Robert Morgan Funeral and Cremation Services, and that's on East College Avenue in Shelby. Also, Domino's Pizza, they're on Grove Street, and they actually have a booth right down here from us.
Right.
Also, West End Sales and Service up on North Highway 18, and they're the Coyote Dealer.
Coyote Dealers.
That's right.
And Ron, we also got Car Throttle, and that's let's see where.
What did you say?
Did I say?
Full Throttle.
Oh, my bad.
Full Throttle. That's in Lowell.
That's right. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. KTC, WHS, The Boss, J&D Furniture on North Lafayette Street in Shelby, and Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain.
What are you doing? You got a bug crawling on you? You're buggy. All right, just another one of our food sponsors, Gerald, and I just left there, is the Smoke Shack. And they've got Mountain Magic Country Barbecue, fried collard green sandwiches, barbecue, brisket, smoked sausage, hillbilly fries. Now, I didn't get any of those. They got macaroni and cheese, fried okra. They got Lulu's ice cream. I didn't get that because we were talking about how sweet I am already. But I got a cheeseburger and some fries. Really good. Tomato, mayonnaise, onion.
That's
So
what I had from Mitchum's Kitchen, a cheeseburger.
that's
fries.
right. So that's normally our going thing, isn't it? I'd like to get a Frito pie before we leave, though. I might have to do that. But anyway, that's just some of our food sponsors as well. And Gerald, like I say, a lot of people coming down through the Midway, head down there. A lot of rides. You can go on down there. Are you going to ride the tornado or the hurricane or the cyclone or the Ferris wheel?
If I do that, I might cause a tornado.
Well, yeah. Well, that one girl that come up here and paid you to kiss her, she wants you to ride on the Ferris wheel with.
Well, now hey, we might be able to do something else. I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not. Are you scared?
I ain't scared.
All right, anyway, we're at the 95th annual Cleveland County Fair. Come by. Gerald's got the kissing booth going, so come by and see him. We're going to see him back in the studio and the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show.
You hear them clicks going.
704 beats by Alex.
Yeah. First and 10. We in the trenches.
Yes. Witherspoon Insurance pregame show continues. Terry Reinhardt, Shannon Allen, Hunter Yancey here. We got the bottom half.
Win.
Okay, Terry. Okay, Terry. Calvin, is the score still 1-0?
Yeah, it
Braves?
is.
Okay.
Bottom of the six. I mean, at the end of six.
And into the 6th.
Going to the 7th.
Okay. For all our listeners that are trying to keep up with high school football and postseason baseball, 1-0 Braves lead on the Cardinals still. Cardinals lead the series 1-0 after the win last night. We're now on the bottom half of games around the area that we are not covering on any of our YouTube channels or stations. And we're going to go with my alma mater. We talked about Terry's school that he teaches at. My alma mater, the Bandy's Trojans, hosting the Newton Conover Red Devils. I'm going to start with Shannon on this one. Shannon, how do you think this game plays out tonight?
I think you learn a lot from losing, and I think Bandy's having an off week and then losing to Maiden last week. I think I think those guys are going to learn something. I know we were talking during the break, but I think that you're playing at home. You're playing a team that, yeah, I mean they'll be decent. Don't get me wrong, Newton's a pretty good ball team, but I think Bandy's, when there's just something about Terry when you play up there. Okay, and the only time I've been up there is when Shelby played, but there's just something about that atmosphere that it's hard to go in there and win. And
that's what Bunker Hill said.
That's true.
I thought we played at Bunker Hill.
It was at Bunker Hill.
Oh, well,
okay. All right, so anyhow, I think Bandy's rebounds this week, and I think they do it in a it'll be a close game. I think it's going to be a 7-point ball game, but I just think they're going to rebound from losing against a rival team as they lost last week. They say, okay, we can't lose 2 in a row.
Can't lose 3 in a row, technically.
Well, 3, okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking Bandy's at home 35-28 over Newton.
Okay.
This is 48th meeting between these two squads. Newton Conover leads the all-time series 31-16. Newton Conover's come in 3-2, 1-0. Bandy's 3-2, 0-1. Again, we're at another point where, hey, Bandy's, you got to win if you want to have a shot at winning the championship. If you lose tonight, you fall to 3-3, 0-2. It's kind of hard to rebound because you got to have a lot of people knocking somebody else off. What I think here, I think Newton's going to come in and pull an upset. I think it's going to be close, but I think Newton's going to go over there and win on the road. Newton 24, Bandy's 14.
Yeah, but in the break, I told both of you, I said, even as a Bandy's man, it wouldn't surprise me if Newton came in and had the upset. Obviously, I'm a Bandy's alumni, and a fellow graduate of mine, a friend of mine, is the defensive line coach for Newton Conover. So I can only imagine he would love to go into Bandy's and have his defensive line show up and play good against a team that their offense is putting the ball on the ground and running it, so it's fairly predictable. Bandy's does not want to go to a 3 in a row, they don't want to lose 3 in a row. That would be the nail in the coffin, really. And I know they still have a lot more conference games to play, but if you go on a 3-game losing streak, what does that do to your players?
Oh, yeah.
Especially with one of those losses. And I know we like to pick on them, but it's a bad loss You know, they always say in the college and pro game, that's a bad loss. The Bunker Hill game was a bad loss.
Oh, yes.
And you never want to lose against Maiden because, like I said last week, Maiden and Bandy's, football-wise, at least sports-wise, we don't like each other. Don't like each other. But in this game, I think Newton gets the upset at Bandy's. It pains me to say that. But what I have seen so far is Bandy's has, even though they only lost by 7 last week to Maiden, they have an inability to score because they were getting blown out at halftime. And I guess they got garbage time points against Maiden and was able to come back to within 7. They were getting blown out.
It wasn't that bad. It was only 30. It was 30-16. It was a 7-point score the whole second half, and Bandy scored them.
Yeah, well, even then,
You know,
so they only were able to score 1 touchdown.
Yeah. So did Maiden take out their starters? Did Maiden empty the bench?
Well, I wouldn't
Only
say
down
that.
by-
I
yeah.
think both teams were out there, and neither one of them could do anything in a second. I think adjustments at halftime made on each side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it stopped both sides.
And I think what I think as well is I think this is going to play against Bandy's. They know they got to get a win, so their emotions are going to be really high back in front of their home fans again. And Newton is not a bad ball club. They're not great. They're not awful. They are a good enough ball club to go in there and be competitive and win the game. And I think Newton comes out on top. I don't think it's high scoring. I think it'll be 21-17.
Let me ask you guys this: if Bandy's loses tonight, is it panic mode for Bandy's?
Well, it depends. Panic mode, as in you're not making the postseason, or panic mode, as in we need to start taking a look at this head coach.
Well, no, not the coach. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like the season in general. Is it over?
You'd fall to 3-3. You'd be 0-2.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you got a Lake Norman Charter win coming up, but as far as everybody else,
count on it. You got people.
Well, I know. I mean, that's kind of
And
scary.
here's the thing:
but
you never want to be in a situation where you're relying on other football teams to decide your destiny on if you're going to the postseason or not. So, is it panic mode? If it's on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say it's right in the middle. I'm gonna say it's a 5.
Okay.
It's a worry. It's a worry because East Lincoln's not bad. You still got to play West Lincoln. They're not bad. You still have to play North Lincoln. There's possibly another 3 losses in conference, just off the top of my head, of teams that I know that are going to be very competitive. So, and a possible loss tonight. So, it's going to be tough. It's not man overboard, but it's on this meter bar. It's not red. It's not green. It's yellow. Yeah. We're in yellow. If they lose tonight, it's in yellow. North Lincoln is traveling to Lake Norman Charter. They came off of a comeback win against West Lincoln last week as they trailed 14-10 at the half and ended up finishing the game 21-10 24-10 over West Lincoln. 24-14. I'm all over the place with, and I was there covering the game. Wow. So I've slept since then. Terry, North Lincoln. Does Lincoln Charter shock the nation?
Well, no. North Lincoln 4-1, 1-0 against Lake Norman Charter 1-4, 0-1. The series is even 2-2 all time. This is a breeze. North Lincoln 62, Lake Norman Charter 6.
Yeah, I think it's like North Lincoln. You know, and there's a positive. I mean, yeah, they won last week, but I think what they take out of that is, hey, we came back. Go to the Parkwood game. You know, they didn't come back, so they came back from being down at the half, and that's just going to help their football team. But I got them 56-0 tonight over Lake Norman.
Yeah, I think that's for North Lincoln. That's something like I agree. You came back. That's great, but it also shows you can have faith in your coaching staff, because of the adjustments that they made to put their guys in positions to succeed. So, but Coach Basil, and they're having another successful season with North Lincoln. Is this his second or third season at North? I know it's maybe it's his second. This is his second season, so he's looking for another successful season back-to-back. Last year they were conference runner-ups. They're looking to try and claim the conference this year. I agree, though, with both of you. Lake Norman Charter, it's they always talk about on the college level, what's your school known for sports-wise? Some people say UNC is not a football school. They're always like, wait for basketball season. Lake Norman Charter, they're not a football school. So North Lincoln should go in there and come out on top. They good in golf?
Yes.
Really good.
Well, guys golf, they're pretty solid.
Yeah, well, there you go. then we'll use the old saying, well, wait for basketball season, wait for golf season.
That's right.
Bessemer City and Highland Tech face off tonight. Bessemer City is traveling to play Highland Tech. Shannon, who you got in this one?
Let me find my paper. So Bessemer City started off slow, and a lot of people are saying it's Coach Boone. Are they down this year? But they got I know they got a couple good players that can make the thing happen. But tonight they're playing Highland Tech at Highland. It's not going to be pretty. Bessemer City is just going to go in there and have their way with them. Highland's having, after a great year, if you want to call it a great year last year, they're back down to where people thought they probably should be. So. But Bessemer City will continue to improve. We'll use this win tonight to help them in their confidence. I got them winning 42-0.
And on my end, I got Bessemer City 2-3, 2-0 in the conference. Going to go to 3-0. I mean, they should against a Highland Tech 0-4, 0-2. These two teams have played 18 times. Bessemer City has won all 18. By an average, Bessemer City scores 791 points to 140. That's a difference of 43-7 all time. And you know what? That's almost what score I'm going to predict. Bessemer City 42, Highland Tech 7.
I'm going to be nice about it. I'm not going to, throw dirt in a wound. I'm just going to say Bessemer City's going to come out on top 35-0 on Highland Tech. Statesville Christian. Is that what that is? Statesville, not Statesville. Statesville Christian will be traveling to play Christ the King. Terry, what about this game?
Well, here's an opportunity. Statesville Christian comes in 1-5 against Christ the King 0-6. What's the difference in this game? Well, the Christ the King has gave up 297 points, and even one of them was a 2-0 forfeit. But they've only scored 26. What can happen here? They did score 20 against Cherryville when they played that game and lost 43-20. So maybe if you get somebody that's in the caliber of them, maybe. I don't know how good Statesville Christian is or who Statesville Christian has even played. But I'm going to take Statesville Christian to win 20-7.
Yeah, you got to score points. You're going to a ball game. You just got to have to score.
Mm-hmm.
And I got Statesville Christian winning 31-21.
I've got the score 28-10, Statesville Christian. Pine Lake Prep is facing the ever so strong Thomas Jefferson. Shannon, what do you think about this game?
Thomas Jefferson is they're just going to continue to roll tonight. They're not a fluke anymore. They haven't been the past few years, but there's something different about this team than last year's team. I think they're more. Last year it went through the quarterback. This year I think it's spreading out through a lot of the receivers, the running backs, and it's not relying on that one person. And so Thomas Jefferson, I think they will win tonight 42-7. I think they have a very young kid's name is Twitty. I think he's a receiver. He's a sophomore. You're already getting looks at by big time schools. So a lot of good things are happening at Thomas Jefferson.
On my end, Pine Lake Prep 3-2, 1-1 against Thomas Jefferson 5-0, 2-0. I'm going to be on the same scale as Shannon. Thomas Jefferson pretty easy tonight. I'm going to go 49. And see, the problem is they don't give up many points. No. So I'm going to say Pine Lake Prep 6.
42-7. Thomas Jefferson and Pine Lake Prep. I didn't want to be just like Terry.
There you go.
But I did agree with his take. I agree with both of your takes. Thomas Jefferson, I think you can just start taking them serious now because they had this kind of success last year. They had a little bit of success the year before. It just seems like year after year they're getting better and better. And like you said, they got a talent. Obviously, you said he's a wide receiver getting looked at. Twitty?
Twitty's his last name.
Conway, is that his first name?
Not Conway.
Oh, okay. All right, so we'll remember in the areas to start listening for anybody talking
if
about
you want to know
Twitty.
if you want to know anything about Thomas Jefferson, I just got a text from Tom Sinafani. He said, please ask him. He has a lot of opinions about Thomas Jefferson and their school.
Well, Tom, I'll see you in a little while. I'm coming to help you do the Burns game. So
y'all can talk about Thomas Jefferson.
We can talk about Thomas Jefferson.
Trust me, you won't be able to talk about Thomas Jefferson what he just sent me.
Okay. All right. Freedom going up to Hickory face the Red Tornadoes. Who comes out on top in this game? Terry.
Now Freedom comes in 4-2, 1-0 against a Hickory team. Coach Stone's struggling up there at Hickory. 1-5, 1-0. He's still a couple wins away from 275. But this right here, Coach Little has come up there to Freedom, and he's been a winner pretty much his whole life. He's 101-60 all time. At Freedom, he's 13-5. This is just a road victory. You're on the road, you're going to go into Hickory, you're going to overbalance them, you're going to be more stronger than them. And I got Freedom 42, Hickory 14.
Yeah, I've got it 42-7. I don't know what's going on with Freedom winning. I don't know what's going on with Hickory, because in years past, they've always been competitive.
Oh, yes.
But now all of a sudden they've hit a lull. I don't know if it's because they just don't have the athletes right now in this age group. But I just wonder what's going on up in Hickory. But yeah, Freedom tonight. Quarterback's going, and he's a Navy recruit, midshipman guy. He's a smart kid, and he's got some help in the receivers and especially in the slot. So Freedom will easily win this game tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to take Freedom 35-0 over Hickory. All right, gentlemen, before we get to the games in our area, we're going to take a commercial break, and we will be back after these messages for more Witherspoon Insurance pregame show here on KTC Broadcast.
Gamble's Auto Service at 104 South DeKalb Street in Uptown Shelby is your one-stop service center for repair work on your auto. Locally owned and operated since 1980, they offer light and medium automotive repair on all types of vehicles. Bill Gamble and his friendly staff can do state inspections, minor engine repair work, brakes, air conditioning, and heating service, timing belts, tune-ups, and oil changes, and lubrication. And now Gamble sells new and used tires. Stop by and let Gamble's Auto Service take care of your automotive repairs and servicing. That's Gamble's Auto Service, 104 South DeKalb Street, Uptown Shelby. Call 704-487-5079.
Is the cost of ink driving your profits down? Then listen up. Discount Ink Jet and Toner is here to help. Discount Ink Jet and Toner specializes in refilling ink jet and toner cartridges. Cut your ink costs by as much as 50% or more. Discount Ink Jet and Toner, located on 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Don't get buried in debt this fall. Basic Finance in Shelby has the cash you need. Drop by their office and see them soon. They'll have you jumping for joy. Maybe you need cash for a new mower, a new car, or home improvement. Basic Finance in Shelby has the cash you need. Just call 704-481-0111 or drop by their office at 306 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Again, get approval today. Call 704-481-0111 for Basic Finance Company. Remember, golf on Saturday, church on Sunday.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
The J. Morgan Company is proud of our Cleveland County high schools, Burns, Crest, Kings Mountain, and Shelby, and wishes all of our local high school athletes good luck. Whether it be football, cross country, tennis, soccer, basketball, volleyball, swimming, wrestling, track, golf, softball, or baseball, best wishes for a good season. Take the discipline, integrity, sportsmanship, and winning spirit you learn participating in your sport and use this to be successful and happy for the rest of your life. And fans, go out and support these student athletes by being in attendance at their games.
The Super Slam is back at Denny's on Highway 74 East in Shelby at the Cleveland Mall. By popular demand, the Super Slam has returned. That's 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, 2 link sausages, 2 pancakes and hash browns, all for $5.99. That's right, only $5.99. And come see the newly remodeled store. We think you'll love it. Ask for the Super Slam, now back and ready for you at your local Denny's, 2025 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, open 24 hours a day. At Brinkley Financial Group, financial planning is about more than investing for retirement. It's about building a relationship with money that enables you to greet whatever life throws at you with confidence. That relationship can begin today with a call to Brinkley Financial Group, a family-run business that understands what all your hard work and worry is about. Start planning today with one call to Brinkley Financial Group, 704-423-9690. They can only succeed when you do. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer member, FINRA, SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Brinkley's Financial Group are not affiliated. The best got even better. We're talking about the free breakfast with your stay at the Hampton Inn on Remount Road in Gastonia. Just added to their hot breakfast bar, smoothies, fresh cut fruit, and flavored waffles. It's a treat for the kids and adults. All complimentary with your stay at the Hampton Inn in Gastonia. Plus get free Wi-Fi too. So plan your stay now at the Hampton Inn, located at 1859 Remount Road in Gastonia. For reservations, call 704-866-9090. That's the Hampton Inn in Gastonia. All right, let's check in right quick again with the guys over at the Cleveland County Fair. Take it away, guys.
That's right. We are at the Cleveland County Fair, 95th Annual Cleveland County Fair, and we're right below the water wheel across from Dorton Exhibit Hall in our booth. So if you get a chance, come by and see us. We're across from Dorton Hall, and they're getting ready to get started back again, Gerald, over here at the at the stage. I guess that's the Dorton Hall stage is what I'm going to call it.
I think it's called the Performing Arts.
The Performing Arts stage. All right, well, you call it that then. So okay. I'm going to turn the lights on where you can see. It's getting a little bit dim in here. So go ahead.
Hey, David, how you doing? David
Good.
Cosby here, City Council member in Shelby.
That's right. David, you been doing all right?
Doing fine. Hope you're having a good time at the fair.
We are. Yes, we have. We really have. It's good to see people starting to come in now.
There's a lot of people coming in. Tomorrow's going to be better. There's a little breeze, and tomorrow it's going to be 77 degrees.
Isn't that something, I tell you?
I'm telling you. I've eaten too much already tonight.
We had a cheeseburger a few minutes ago.
I love cheeseburgers. I never met a cheeseburger I didn't like.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
He's never met a cheeseburger he didn't like.
They're good for you.
They are.
They're good for you. Yes.
That's right.
So David, what do you think? Have we have a good crowd so far? You've been out here almost every night, haven't you?
Been out here just about every night, and the crowds are getting bigger, and there's more and more kids coming, and I think people are having a lot of fun.
I think they are too.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are, David.
One of the best fairs we've had.
Yeah, good deal. 95th edition of the Cleveland County
95th edition. Think about that. 95 years. And there are people coming to this fair who went to the first one.
Oh, I'm sure that's true. That's right. Yeah. That's amazing.
Isn't that something?
That's right.
Isn't
it
that
sure
something?
is.
Yes.
I think there's 2 people left that's been to every one of them, I believe.
Okay.
That's wonderful. That's some kind of record, isn't it?
That is
That's
a record.
beautiful.
That's right. I tell you.
You guys are doing such a good job out here tonight. I've been sitting around over there listening to you.
I seen you over there.
You're keeping
this. I
this.
saw the mayor over there, Stan Anthony, a little bit
You're
ago.
keeping this crowd entertained, and we appreciate it so much.
Well, thank you.
Very good. Very good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're trying. Good.
Good seeing you, David. Thanks for talking with us. Once again, we're at the Cleveland County Fair, and just so you know, one of our food sponsors is Roosters. They got chicken on a stick, Frito pie that I'm going to try before I get out here, deep fried Oreos. We got turkey legs, fried pickle slices, hamburgers, hot dogs, a lot of burgers, grilled chicken, Philly steak, and Philly chicken. That's just one of our food sponsors. So I guess we're going to send it back to you, Calvin, and back to the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show, and we'll be checking back with you at least once, maybe twice, before we get out of here from the 95th Annual Cleveland County Fair.
Yes. Hey, just a quick update at the end, well, not quite, in the bottom of the 7th, Braves still lead 1-0, and let's send it back to the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show.
You hear them pads going click, 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 click.
Well, let's make it Braves 3, Cardinals 0, Duval with a 2-run homer.
That's what I like to hear.
I
Coming
think
back in here.
Alcuna's coming up now.
Mark it down,
That's
Braves.
what I like to hear. My Bravos lead 3-0. What's so funny is they were up 3-1 yesterday.
They're going to win it all. I'm telling you. Braves, mark it down. Braves going to win it all.
I said it as a heart pick. My heart pick is the Braves will win it.
Yeah.
But my head tells me it's the Astros. The Astros are very, very good. The only problem is the Braves have got to obviously get through the Cardinals. But the Dodgers are no slouch. They are no slouch. And Kershaw has gotten over his postseason woes that he's had in the past. So That's going to be hard to do. But we're all happy that postseason baseball is here. I don't know about you guys, but it's really the only time baseball matters to me.
All the time I watch it.
And look, I like baseball as a sport. I do. But 162 games, you cannot expect me to watch more than maybe 10. That's why I think 16 games for football is great. Every week it means more because there's not as many games.
There's less room for error.
Yes, there's less room for error. Same with the NBA. 82 games, really? And same with when we're going back to baseball. You got to play the same teams in your division 20 times, really? You can't decide who's better after playing them maybe 8 times? I don't know. To me, but I love postseason baseball. I love watching postseason baseball. My buddy, I was talking to him on the phone the other day, and he said, "Why do you care? It's just baseball." I said, "Dude, there's nothing like postseason baseball. It's exciting. 9 innings of just sitting on the edge of your seat, praying to God your team doesn't mess up." That's exactly what it is. Terry, we got some games to go over still.
Yeah, Kansas City's not playing.
I know you're upset about that. The Royals did not make it, and I don't understand this. Folks, we're gonna get back to Friday Night Football, but Shannon, can you explain this to me? He likes the Kansas City Royals, but he hates on the Kansas City Chiefs every week. I don't understand it.
Oh, I don't get that. It's kind of.
I don't understand.
Well, it's like a Braves fan not liking the Falcons.
Yeah, true. I don't like the Falcons, but it's not like I hate them. But I mean, I'm just not a Falcons fan. I don't know. It's strange. Kansas City Royals fan.
He's special.
And he rips. He does. He rips the Chiefs every week. And Patrick Mahomes, boy. He does.
Yeah.
All right. We're back to Friday Night Football. We've got the games in our area that we are covering, whether it is on YouTube or on our radio channels. You can also listen to those on our radio stations that you don't get through the airwaves on ktcbroadcasting.com. Click listen live, and you can click on whether you want WCSL, WOHS, or WLON. Go on there, click on those, and you're getting the stream just as if you're listening to it through the speakers in your car. Lincolnton on WLON is traveling to play East Lincoln. East Lincoln, to me, I think they're having a very good year. Last year, you could kind of say it was a down year for them for what they are used to competing for state championships, but they've had a great season so far. Shannon, start with Shannon. What do you think about this game?
I think East Lincoln continues to roll. I thought Lincoln had figured it out. I thought Glass up there, I thought he had figured everything out with his team, and then they get beat by Newton Conover. And so they struggled to put up points. Lincoln, they're 2-3. East Lincoln's undefeated at 5-0. I think that East Lincoln's offense is going to be too much to handle. Lubowitz now has an offense. For a while, he didn't have an offense. For years, he just had a good defense. Now he's got a good offense to play with, and East Lincoln's going to give some people some trouble. And I think it starts tonight with Lincoln. And I think my sheet here, if I can find it real quick. East Lincoln's going to win, and I'm going to say it's like 42-10 or something like that. It's going to be it's going to be a very lopsided game up in Denver.
This is the 49th meeting between these two squads. Lincoln leads the all-time series 32-16. They come in here tonight, but East Lincoln's won 7 of the last 8 in this series. So Lincoln in 2-3, 0-1. East Lincoln 5-0, 1-0. When I look at this, Lincoln and fans keep thinking of when's the last time we've had 3 straight years of losing, and that's been a while. You have to go all the way back to 1997, 98, 99, and 2000. They lost for 4 straight years, at that time. But they're on the verge if they don't turn something around. I mean, they could, I don't think they can win tonight. I think they can be in this game for a while. I think their defense is very strong and can keep them in it. But I still got East Lincoln winning this game 35-14.
I've seen Lincoln play a handful of times this year, and I'll be blunt with it. I don't sugarcoat things. They know that up there at Lincoln. I don't sugarcoat things. The offense is very difficult to watch at times, and it's because they knew what they had with Mangeras. He didn't have the best of arms, but he was a good game manager. They wanted to keep the ball on the ground. The defense, I'll give you, Terry. Defense is good. It's athletic, and it can get side to side fast with the best of them. But you can't just win with a great defense if you can't score points.
You got to score.
You got to be able to score. Lincolnton, they have I haven't seen them in a few weeks. They still have Reed King at quarterback, the freshman, since Manjaris was injured. Because if they do, he brings an extra dimension to the offense. His arm is a little bit better than Manjaris, but you got to remember he's still a freshman, so he's still got his young kid body. He's not been in the weight room as much, so it still comes out of his hands a little goosey, little dying duckish. So to me, East Lincoln's gonna roll, but I can see it at the end of the first quarter maybe being 7-0. But I think East Lincoln's gonna come out on top, 35 to maybe 3. If Lincoln's lucky. I just think East Lincoln is one of those teams where we know they're a household name, but this year they're kind of flying under the radar because of the season they had last year. This year they're getting it all together and they're hitting on all cylinders. With that, we're going to go to the Stuart Kramer Storm traveling to play the Crest Chargers. Terry.
This is one of those games. Stuart Kramer comes in 2-4, 0-1. Crest 4-2. 1-0, and everybody thinks Crest's having a bad year. 4-2, lost to 2 Cleveland County teams. They're still one of the top teams around here. What will they do tonight? They'll go out and win. They're playing at home. They'll go out and win. I got Crest. I keep saying their defense has been strong, but they kind of given up a few points here lately. But tonight they'll step up. Crest 28, Stuart Kramer 10.
Yeah. Crest, I agree. Crest is going to win this one tonight. I got it 35-21, but Crest has to get the ball into T.J. Ruff's hands. We talked about how good Pryor is at Burns. Ruff is just as good as, maybe not just as good, speed-wise, fastest guy on the field. And I think that's what a lot of people want to see, and I think they roll tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to take Crest to win this one against Stuart Kramer. I don't think it's going to be as close, though. I think Crest, their offense is going to come out and gel, and this is the game where their defense gets it all together, and it really helps because Stuart Kramer is one of those teams like how I spoke of as Lincoln. Their offense is challenged. They are not one of those teams that's going to come out there and put a lot of points on the board. I think Crest is going to be able to roll off this game as well. It's going to be a booster for their defense because I don't think they're going to let up many. I think Crest comes out on top 42-10 over the Stuart Kramer Storm. RS Central, the Hilltoppers, at one point, let us not forget, I will hark back to it. They were on top of our power poll for maybe it was about 2 or 3 weeks. They were on top. They had they had a 4A victory. I believe they defeated McDowell earlier this year. So RS Central, they're no slouch, but they got to go and face the dynasty that is the Shelby Golden Lions in Shelby tonight. Shannon, what do you think about this game?
We were talking about this a while ago. RS Central, past couple of years, Hutchins, their coach, has tried to throw the ball. This year they're running it about 90% of the time. They've got 3 sophomore running backs who are really good running backs, but you're playing right into Shelby's strength when you try to run against this defense. And I think Shelby's going to make them have to do something different. They don't like doing. And again, Shelby, winning last week against East Gaston, they're going to continue this week. I've got it 49-7, and Shelby players will have a big game tonight. It's a homecoming down there, and it'll be a big exciting time.
And I've got the same thing. I got Shelby rolling pretty easy. Shelby 49, RS Central 14.
I'm going to take Shelby. I think this one could be a little bit closer than what people are going to give it. I know this is going to sound like a big win, but for what some people are giving them, I'm going to say Shelby gets this by a 14-point margin. I think RS Central is going to be able to get on the board. 21, so I'm going to go 35-21 Shelby. So I'm still taking Shelby to win this game. North Gaston is traveling to Kings Mountain. I will just get this one out of the way. This is no disrespect to North Gaston, but I think I know which way all three of us are going to go just because of how good this Kings Mountain Mountaineers team might possibly be. There was a bug on there. It's still on there. Yeah. And you don't want to smash that one. No, it's one of those smelly bugs. We really don't want those. We don't want to be running around.
Bugs,
yeah, I know we call them stink bugs, but I was just, okay, I didn't want to say, oh, it's a stink bug. Okay, yeah, just don't kill it. Just don't kill it.
Kings Mountain 62, North Gaston 6.
Yeah, we'll just keep it simple.
I got 63-0 Kings Mountain.
I've got 70-60 8-0 Kings Mountain over North Gaston. I am so sorry, North Gaston Wildcats. And I was joking with Shannon at the break, Terry. And please, people at North Gaston, if you're going to get mad, just tweet me, okay? Don't tweet KTC.
They will.
This is me, all right?
They're doing it now.
If I was North Gaston, Terry, would it be too much for me to save face and just take a 2-0 loss forfeit?
I don't know. I mean, I think them guys practice as hard as anybody else on any given day. They just don't have the talent. I mean, they go out there and do the same thing.
Right.
You just can't compete, and they know that. I mean, they've had their years when A.J. Blue and all of them were down there. You couldn't ask for no more. They's on top of the world. But, hey, they're like East Gaston. But, hey, they got a little bit better program East Gaston's got. But, hey, you can't take nothing away from the young men that are trying.
Okay, yeah. Which I'm fine with. Just it's one of those things where we're sitting here saying Kings Mountain's
I mean,
probably going to go 60, 70
plus
plus on them. So I don't know how much of an enjoyable opportunity this really is for those young kids. But like you said, if they want to play, they're going to play. So it don't matter. That's exactly right. The Chase Trojans are going to Burns to play the Burns Bulldogs. I will be at that game. So I am going to not pick a winner in this game, so people don't think I'm biased. I'm never biased with any of this stuff. For God's sakes, I picked Newton to beat my alumni today. So Chase going into Burns. Shannon.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest game around our listening area. Chase has had a great year. They're undefeated. They've won every game they're supposed to win. Every game they played. So you got to give them credit for that. This is going to be their first test of the year, and what a test it's going to be. They're having to go into Burns, and Burns at home is a totally different team than Burns on the road. And
Burns on the road hadn't played bad either.
Well, no, I mean, they've. Well, I'm thinking about Kings Mountain when they went to Garden Web. That was the first game. That was the first game. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But they're just different at home. They're tough. They're more physical. They're excited. The fans are going crazy up there right now for We the North. I mean, that's what they're about. And so the farm from Chase is coming up here. So they're coming up to Lawndale. So I think that Burns, Kewan Pryor, Cameron Sweezy, it's going to begin with them. It starts with that with the front line, though. They've got to move people around. I think they will. Burns, I'm saying, is going to win at home to go to 5-1, and they're going to win 35-14.
That's a lot. I think Chase is coming into this. They know this year's different. They're 5-0. They have almost been ranked a few times. They come in here with 227 points scored for them, only gave up 24, and this will be the test for them. Can you stop Pryor? But they come in here 2 running backs that are all Caden Hampton and Cameron Wilkins, who run the ball for them. And, and we heard Coach Pruitt say when Cherryville played them that they were inside the red zone or inside the 30-yard line like 3 times and come away with nothing, so we know that either mistakes can happen and the other team get to. If you give that to Burns, you're beat. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it's like this is your first test. I'm going to go ahead and take Burns to win this one also. I think it's going to be closer, though, than what Shannon said. I got Burns 31, Chase 24.
And I am not going to comment or speculate. I'm just excited to go and call a good football game. Tune into that. Me and Tom Sinafani will be bringing you the Chase and Burns game. And the final game of the night on our boards, as well as the final game on our channels, WCSL game, the Cherryville Ironmen. Cherryville Ironmen are traveling to the Community School of Davidson to take on the Spartans. Terry, what do you think about this game?
Well, this Cherryville 2-4, 2-1. You got to think 2-1 in the conference. Community School of Davidson 3-2, 2-1 in the conference. Big game here. What can happen? I just don't know whether Cherryville can play with them on the road. I mean, if you're playing up here, you might give us 7 points to Cherryville, and then they only get beat by 14 or 20. But in this one up here, I think this might get out of hand early. I'm going to take Community School of Davidson 42, Cherryville 17.
See, when at the beginning of the year, Cherryville, they had that bad start, and everybody was like, okay, here goes Cherryville again. Well, they're 2-1 in the conference.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, their season's still alive.
I mean, they played Christ the King and Highland Tech.
I think Cherryville I think Cherryville can be better than what their record shows.
Yeah.
They can be better than what their record shows. Will they be? That's the question.
Yeah, and tonight, Community School of Davidson, I think it's going to be too strong or too much for them to handle. And this is one of those games, again, in their conference. All right, this can, this is going to propel, obviously, one team. The other team's going to make them start thinking, panic mode.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? And so, but I think Community School of Davidson, I got them 35-17 over Cherryville.
And to round us out, I'm going to take the Community School of Davidson to win as well, but I think Cherryville keeps it close. I think they're going to come in there and they're going to play their butts off, and it's going to be 21-14 Community School of Davidson. Cherryville's going to give them everything they want, but I've got Community School of Davidson winning that game. Before we go,
I want to mention one other thing. When we come down, we always go over the longest winning streaks. Caledonia out of Minnesota is 59 now. Martinsburg, West Virginia with 47. Albert out of Oklahoma now is at 40 there. It's number 3 spot. And Tarboro out of North Carolina is number 7. They're the 1A team with 35 straight wins. In North Carolina, again, Tarboro 35, East Forsyth with 20, Weddington 15. And here's when you get to the funny good stuff. Number 4 will be Vance, and number 6 on the poll, 2 teams from our area. Kings Mountain is one of them. The other one, Chase Trojans.
Ooh, there you go. That's something good to end the show with. Before we go, I'm just going to go over what's on our schedule again tonight on WLON 1050 AM, 107.5 FM. The Lincoln Wolves and the East Lincoln Mustangs will face off. You can watch on the Crest Chargers YouTube channel. The Stuart Kramer Storm will be going to face the Crest Chargers. On the Shelby Golden Lions YouTube channel, none other than the Shelby Golden Lions will be playing against the RS Central Hilltoppers, the Chase Trojans, and Burns Bulldogs. WOHS 1390 AM, 101.5 FM. That'll be also on the Burns Bulldogs YouTube channel. The North Gaston Wildcats on the Watch Kings Mountain YouTube channel will be facing none other than Kings Mountain Mountaineers. Imagine that. And the Cherryville Ironmen will be traveling to the Community School of Davidson. You can listen to that. WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM. Also, if you can't get any of those on the airwaves for your vehicles or wherever you're listening to the radio, if you have internet access, ktcbroadcasting.com, go to listen now, and you can go and listen to any of our channels live, WLON, WCSL, WOHS. Also want to give a big thank you to our dinner sponsor tonight. Terry, go ahead and give them a big shout out.
Yeah, Mitchum's Kitchen, Robin and Carol, 704-276-1155. You got it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, even all the way through Sunday to 2 p.m. on Sunday. So
I know I had
give
a
them
good
a call.
dinner. Had a good dinner. Did you guys have a good dinner?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Really absolutely. Really and with that, that's going to wrap up the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Enjoy your Friday night full of football, and you will hear us again next Friday night about the same time on ktcbroadcasting.com.
Since 1977, Shelby Heating and Air has been serving this area with the finest in Carrier heating and air conditioning products. Turn to the experts. Turn to Carrier and Shelby Heating and Air. Plus, they service all brands and are accredited A+. Visit their website at shelbyheating.com. Just call 704-487-7877 for Shelby Heating and Air, voted best heating and air conditioning in Cleveland County and a member of the Better Business Bureau.
If you play golf, then listen up. The best greens in the Carolinas are right here in our area at the Riverbend YMCA Golf Course. Phil Wallace and Russell Spangler invite you to come on over and play. The new fall and winter rates are now in effect. Play and ride 18 holes Monday through Friday for $29 and after 2 p.m. for $25. Play and ride weekends for $39 and after 2 p.m. for $29. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $25. Make your tee time today by calling 704-482-4286 or book online at riverbendymcagolf.com.
It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
Okay, we're going to quickly send it to the Cleveland County Fair. And guys, keep it real short. We got to join the Burns game, and they're going to do a little tribute for our buddy Steve Roberts. So just a quick reminder to the folks come out to the fair right quick.
All right, hey, once again, we're at the Cleveland County Fair. That's right, we're right down below the water wheel. we're getting ready to leave, but you can come on out. All the midway's open. The music's going on. All that's going on. We appreciate our food sponsors.
Everybody coming out. Appreciate speaking to us.
Right. Jerry and Judy Hips came by and we talked to them. So, man, we appreciate it. Everybody come on out. 95th Annual Cleveland County Fair, and we'll see you guys later on.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, thank you there. That's a good wrap-up, short and sweet. 7:04 here, WHS Shelby, North Carolina. Do want to remind everybody right quick, the Braves score. They're in the bottom of the 8th. Braves still leading 3-0 over the Cardinals. All right, we're going to send it to Burns for tonight's Burns Bulldog Chase Trojan game. Tom Cinefani and Hunter Yancey will be bringing you the play-by-play. Now to Burns High School.
We're back. Sorry about that little bit of dead air, Calvin. It's Tom Cinefani live from Ron Green Stadium as the Burns Bulldogs are preparing to host the visiting Chase Trojans in this 2A matchup. I do have a bit of tragic news to share with our listeners. A lot of you knew that Steve Roberts was a longtime employee of KTC Broadcasting. He'd been in radio for 50 years. And he lost his battle with diabetes recently this week, and it's just it's hard for me to search and find the words, Calvin. I'm sorry. I just actually found out today because I've not been on social media much. I've kind of been in my own little bubble this week, so I apologize for that. But it's just a tragic thing, taken from us too soon, and everybody who knew Steve loved him. He loved radio, he loved KTC Broadcasting, and he's a dear friend and co-worker, and I just trying to wrap my mind around that he's gone. And it's just very tough for me because he was such a special person and special to KTC Broadcasting. Steve, I know you're listening. I'm trying not to break up on the radio, Calvin. I'm sorry, but it's just we're going to miss you, buddy, and I know you're up there and you're watching and you're listening, and you're probably wanting to tell me what I need to do, like you did when you were the engineer. And I know I appreciate everything you did for me in KTC Broadcasting. So with that being said, a little tribute here to Steve Roberts.
So proficient, break for long runs. Come out running that option. That mean I got the option to keep that or pitch that. defense, they gotta fix that. 4 receivers, we spread them out in the shotgun. Hot reads, I got some. My tight end, so awesome. Touchdowns, I toss some. We score 6, it score 4, that score 6. Respect the ball, we protect the ball. We don't fumble, no throw picks. I feed my linemen pancakes, so all they blocks are pancakes. Push you around like all night. End of the game, get your handshakes, huh? My helmet on, pass strap tight. My jersey shining in them Friday night lights. Win, win, we just came to win. Win, win, we just came to win. Friday night lights. Friday night lights. Win, win, we just came to win. Win, win, we must protect this house.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
All right, we're back, Calvin, and once again, those of you who knew Steve, know he dedicated a good bit of his life to radio in this station. He'll be sorely missed. We miss you, Steve. Okay, Tom Senafani should be joined by Hunter Yancey anytime now, as he was doing the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Listen to a little bit of that. Thanks, guys, for catching us up on all the action that's going around in high school football and in baseball. They're arguing about baseball back there. The playoffs going on, so lots of good stuff. Tomorrow we'll have Mitchum's Kitchen Saturday Sports Talk. We'll talk about what's happening on the gridiron on Friday night and what's happening in the world of sports. Just want to welcome you to this Ronaldo Automall broadcast of Burns High School football. Our stadium pregame show is brought to you by Bill Schubert Heating and Air. If you have any heating and air needs, I know it's been 95 degrees out there lately, but it's going to cool off soon, I promise, and you want to get that heater checked, give Bill Schubert a call, 704-484-0025. It's Bill Schubert Heating and Air. And we're also going to have a player to watch. We're going to tell you about that. It's probably going to be Austin Setzer, who I have an interview with. I'm going to show you here in just a second. And the player to watch is brought to you by Homestar Financial Corporation. They're on 306 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. So if you're looking to buy a new home, call our friends at Homestar Financial Corporation. Once again, good evening. Welcome to Burns High School. I'm Tom Senafani. Matthew Royster is on vacation this week, so Hunter Yancey will be joining me very soon. But what I was able to do is track down Austin Setzer, and I've been doing an interview with a different player each week. Last week I had Ty Goodson, and he was good enough to spend a little time with me and tell me about the Bulldog season, so I was able to track down Austin Setzer and get his thoughts on what's going on with the Bulldog defense and the Bulldog team. So I'm going to bring you this interview. Bulldog safety, Austin Setzer. Hi, good evening, Bulldog fans. I'm here with Bulldog safety, Austin Setzer. Austin, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing, Mr. C?
I'm doing good. I finally grabbed you from the hallway. I wanted to talk to you about some things that are going on with the football team. I guess we'll start out with last week's game against South Point, which I thought was, just a great ball game, or really a classic ball game, that our defense was pretty dominant, I felt, early in the game, playing good assignment football. Later in the game, though, both teams were able to move the ball more effectively. What do you think was going on, and how does that affect maybe our preparation for this week?
Yes, sir. Last week, it was a dogfight. South Point's a really well-disciplined team. They're just a really physical team as well. So we knew going into the game it was going to be physical. Coach Devine and all the coaches preached to us all week that it was just going to be a dogfight. We had to be mentally prepared for that and physically prepared for it. And just as the game went on, they have a very complicated offense with the wing tee and triple option offense. And they was just finding some holes in our defense. And it was just a long physical game. And I know I was very fatigued at the end of the game, and just everybody, but we just had to pull it out.
The fatigue, I would say, Austin, and just looking at that offense that South Point runs,
you don't know who has the football. And not only to the physical, but mentally as well.
Yes, sir.
And it's not just one or two guys carrying the football. It's like it seemed like a different guy. Yeah, it's 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. It is complicated. Some people say, well, it's old-timey football, but I think that's people that don't know football.
Yeah.
Just because they don't go 5 wide doesn't mean it's not a complicated offense. I'm glad you said that, because anytime we see a wing tee option, a lot of things they like to run out of it. I think South Point calls it the red bone. Like, fans need to know, do a little research on this. I know a lot of teams don't do it anymore, but it is complicated, and it was a very physical football game, but mentally I think we were able to persevere. And I will give credit to Coach Devine. He's not here, and I guess you could speak about this, but what a great job of killing the clock at the end of that ball game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And it led up to the Benfield field goal. How confident were you guys that Zach was going to make that field goal?
I mean, going out there, I told Zach, I was like, you got ice in your veins, bro. I was like, no, Fred, ain't no pressure. Just nail it right quick. Get this dub. Let's bring it home.
And he did.
Yeah, yes, sir, he did.
He certainly nailed that field goal.
Yeah, real clutch, very clutch.
I would have liked to get him to talk, but, Zach doesn't like to talk too much. So. But congratulations to the team. It was a hard-fought physical game, and glad we came out with the dub. I mean, you say that, and I know that Ty said that, so we did get it. He said it was going to be a dub, and he was right. But we're going to move on to this week. Can't celebrate that South Point victory too long. This game involves an undefeated Chase team, and I've been looking at some of their results. I mean, they've been putting it on people.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think you can do successfully defensively? What are they going to come out and attack us with? What do we think we can do defensively to slow them down?
I mean, Chase has a lot of good athletes on our team, a lot of valuable weapons at receiver, and they like to get them out in space with a lot of screens and a lot of quick passes, just to get them in the slants and the flats and stuff, one-on-one with our defenders. And we just really tried to stress this week, just really just harping on running to the ball and just getting there as a group and just game tackling, really, guys. They can. We watched on film, and they're really good at making people miss. So we just got to make sure that we're there deep in numbers so that we can secure the tackle for a minimum gain.
Okay, I guess then, if they try to get the screens, maybe we're going to have a lot of people around the line of scrimmage tonight.
Yeah.
And then tackling in space. And I know the coaches talk about that, tackling in space, and it just sounds like something simple. But you have to tackle in space a lot.
Yeah.
So what's your approach to that? What goes through your mind? I got to get this guy in space. So how do you approach that? How do you get it done?
I mean, usually when I'm approaching a ball carrier, I mean, I try to get there as fast as possible and limit the yards they gain while they're on the run. And then as I approach them, I try to chop my feet and just keep squared up with their hips. And I'm just watching them, and when they do all that juking and jiving, just watch the hips and just see where their body is taking them, and really just close in on the tackle and wrap up.
So I hope the Pee Wee kids are listening to that.
Yes, sir,
watch the hips so you know where he's going.
Yep.
And I think what else you would probably include in that is force him vertically.
Yes,
force
sir.
him vertically.
Definitely.
Let the pursuit get there. So we're going to have to tackle well in space. Do they stretch the field vertically very much? Do they try the deep ball?
Yes, sir. They're very explosive. They have, I think, two at receiver that run.
You guys have probably watched a lot of film this week, and you're ready for that. So tall task, as I've seen, they put up a ton of points.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know what people are going to say. Well, they haven't played anybody.
Yeah.
My response to that is, yeah, but they're beating them by 60 points.
Yeah.
If they were not playing anybody and beating them 7-6, it'd be an argument. Yeah. So I know you guys have done a good week of preparation, and you're ready for this game tonight. On offense, if you looked at Chase defensively, I mean, it doesn't look like people have been putting up a ton of points on them. What do you think we're going to be able to do offensively against Chase tonight?
I mean, our offensive coordinator, Coach Beaver, has stressed all week that they're a really heavy blitzing team. They love to blitz and bring pressure to the quarterback and stuff. So I think we're going to see a lot of quick game, screen, get the ball out of Cameron's hand really fast just to, prevent Cameron from getting hit really quick on the pressures and stuff. So I think we're going to get Keyone in some space on some screens and stuff, and we're just going to, try to get the ball out of Cameron's hands as much as possible.
You think we might see Keyone in the slot a little bit more tonight?
I think we will, yeah.
Okay, maybe Hopper, run Hopper a little bit. I noticed that Last week's game, we brought Sweezy up under center and basically gave it to Kiwan.
Yeah.
You know, that worked for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked very simple, but that worked for us. But if we bring in Hopper or Goodson or somebody else, that does help us get Kiwan in space.
It does, yeah.
The kid never gets tired, does he?
No, sir, no.
He just runs forever.
But most well-conditioned kid on the field.
Yeah, so need to get the win tonight, and I know that Shelby looms. Have we even talked about Shelby yet?
I mean, really, Coach Devine's just really this whole season he stressed us just 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time, because championship teams don't get focused on another week. You just got to focus on the week at hand, prepare, and go play. And then as the season moves along, just 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time.
Okay, so big one coming up next week, but focus is this week. Chase Trojans. So hopefully we get a win. What's your prediction for tonight?
Bulldog W.
Bulldog, that's exactly what Goodson said last week, so hopefully it's another Bulldog W. But Austin, thanks for coming, sitting down with us. Good luck tonight. Go Bulldogs.
I appreciate it. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay, that was Austin Setzer, Bulldogs safety, and really stand out on the defense this year, so glad he took the time to speak with us. We have right on camera now is the ROTC color guard getting ready to present the colors. So that's Colonel Johnson. I know that's Seth Morrow out there, amongst others, that are presenting the colors. So Calvin, I'm going to step away for 3 minutes for a commercial break, and I'll be back with more of the Bill Shuford Heating and Air pregame show. Back in about 3 minutes, Calvin.
Buying a home can seem like a daunting task, but it's really not with Homestar Financial. With a short phone call, we can get you pre-approved. Once pre-approved, you're free to shop for the home of your dreams. At Homestar Financial, we can tell you the price or payment range that you qualify for. Your realtor will appreciate that you took the time to get pre-approved. So call me today. Let's make buying a home a dream come true. With Homestar, it's quick and easy with no surprise.
Must be doing something right. If you're in the market for a new bike, trike, or four-wheeler or ATV, see the folks you can depend on for sales, service, and parts. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, with over 100 years of combined motorcycle experience. Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby.
Get attached right now. Purchase a John Deere 1 through 4 Series compact tractor at James River Equipment and get a select free attachment of your choice. That's up to a $1,099 value free. We'll get you attached to your tractor at James River Equipment. Visit jamesriverequipment.com/getattached. Offer ends 10/25/2019. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, I'm Joey Logano, and when you need to win in the field, James River delivers.
For the best pizza in town, it's got to be Jammin' Jay's Pizza Factory in Shelby, located at 1011 Grove Street in Shelby, off Highway 74 Bypass East. It's fun for the entire family at Jammin' Jay's Pizza Factory. Call or stop by and let Jammin' Jay's Pizza Factory take care of your takeout and catering needs. You'll find specialty pizzas, including liver mush pizza and bacon cheeseburger pizza, Philly cheesesteak, subs and wings, and delivery is available for all catering orders. And they offer discount rates for schools and churches. Jammin' Jay's Pizza Factory, 1011 Grove Street, off Highway 74 East in Shelby, right behind KFC. Open 7 days a week.
From Shelby, turn off Highway 74 at Highway 226, up Highway 226 to the caution light at Zion Church Road. There on the corner is Kibo's. Been there for over 20 years. Kibo's, where you'll find Hunt Brothers Pizza, snacks, candy, chips, also soft drinks, hand-dipped and packaged ice cream, bread, tobacco products, and much more. Yes, that's Kibo's. And don't forget to fill that vehicle up with gasoline at Kibo's, 226 North at the caution light in Shelby.
Bases loaded with nobody out is a problem for a pitcher. And not having your taxes done properly is a problem for you. And that's where we call on Kimberly Spicer, CPA in Shelby. Just like the closer on a baseball team, you can count on Kimberly Spicer, CPA. She can assist you along with small businesses with your tax preparation, with years of valuable experience as an IRS registered tax preparer. Kimberly Spicer, CPA, 214 North Morgan Street in Shelby. Call 704-482-4358.
Every morning is different for everybody. Nate gets up for the early shift, while Brad is just getting home from the night shift. Pam runs a PR and a 5K, while Drew runs late to work. Beth proposes a road trip to her boyfriend, while Mark proposes to his girlfriend. Luckily, there's a McDonald's for every morning.
Start your morning with a rich, smooth, and freshly brewed McCafe coffee. And now, get any size for just $1 at McDonald's. Limited time offer. Price of participation may vary. A la carte only.
On the way in, but I had Austin Setzer.
There you go.
Who was a Bulldog safety and a standout on defense all year long. And he told us a little bit about the Chase Trojans. So he's going to be my Homestar Financial player to watch. But what he said about Chase is they have some athletic wide receivers that they like to get out in space. And they seem to be an attacking defense that likes to get after the quarterback. So the counter would be they'll want to run some screens, maybe put Pryor in the slot a little bit more than they have. C.J. Hopper, some other guys back there at back, and see if they can utilize Pryor in some different ways to slow down that really fast defense.
Absolutely, and they've got the guy to do it. They got the guy to do it. You know, if you got a defensive front that wants to get at the quarterback, well, just get it out of the quarterback's hands fast enough. You've got the athleticism in Pryor, not just athleticism. He just has flat-out speed. The kid's got burners, so if they can get him, I actually agree with you. I could see them putting him in the slot for a couple of plays, maybe motion him out there, get him something in the flat where he can use his speed. They say it all the time, the quarterback's job is just to get it to his skill players and let them work. If you just get it to Pryor and let him use his feet, all it is just get him to where there's green grass, and he's going to take it to the house. So.
Right. We don't use too much motion. A lot of times if we set up with that kind of that double H-back, whatever you want to call it, we'll move somebody over, and you can pretty much tell that's where the play's going. But like Silas Tate, Nick Jackson, Dorian Starnes, the guys that have run that position, have really been clearing the way, along with that offensive line. You know, the big boys up front like Braxton Bivens and company, and Cody Petty and all those guys. They've been doing it. Xavier Jennings. Can't say enough about the offensive line.
Right. And Burns, we know what Burns is so far this year. They're very explosive on the offensive side. Defensive side as well has shown up big this year. I'm excited to see how Chase is. A lot of people have been talking about how Chase is 5-0 right now. Their schedule has been a little bit lenient to them, but you got to win against who you play, so we can't hold that against them. But now, we said this in our pregame show, this is the first true test for Chase. Burns has already faced a good Crest team and came out on top, so they've been tested, and they've shown that they're pretty serious.
And they're a pretty good South Point team.
Yes.
Not the South Point, the traditional, but still not bad. Getting better every week.
Right, you're right. And South Point's got a big game today as well. But I'm interested to see how Chase comes out here, and I want to see just both sides of the football for Chase, because we know what we're getting with Burns.
Right.
They've been very consistent each week with what they're going to do. But Chase is just one of those teams where I don't think we've had them on any of our broadcasts this season. So I haven't been able to see a lot of them. But they're 5-0 for a reason.
Yeah. Now, you do the Witherspoon Insurance pregame show.
Yes.
Okay, so you know a little bit more about. I found out my lack of knowledge about the surrounding area by doing that.
Well, now, I will say this. Now, if you compare me to Terry and Shannon, they know a whole lot more about the surrounding area than me. But I'm getting there.
That being said, okay, they opened up the year with Bessemer City, 28-10. Cherryville, 40-0. We know Coach Pruitt's working the boys hard. They're struggling this year. East Henderson, 54-8. Rosman, 55-6. Madison, 50-0. Right. I mean, it's just like, it looks like a PlayStation scoreboard.
I was about to say, they're putting up points. I will say this. I covered the Bessemer City North Lincoln game. Size-wise, Bessemer City, they don't have the size that you would hope. Their quarterback, and I always say this when I bring him up, I'm not taking a shot at him, but this is just to let you know he's 5'5" for Bessemer City. So he had a hard time seeing through past the offensive lineman, finding the lanes. But I'm not going to take that away from Chase. You got to go out there and you got to play the game, and they put up the numbers to prove it. So like you said, they've seemed like putting up PlayStation numbers. But I want to see what the combined win-loss record is of the teams they've played so far.
Right. Yeah. And I did not look that up. I did have a lot of stats. I just didn't really have a chance to really get into it. I did have some stats from Burns last week.
Yeah.
Sweezy was 7-13, 165 yards and a touchdown. KJ Leslie, 4 catches, 80 yards, a touchdown. Of course, number 8, Keywan Pryor, 26 carries, 265 yards, 2 touchdowns. That would have been a good season for me.
Yeah, that would be that would have been a great season. Absolutely. So if you're Chase, I think you know what number they're going to be keeping their eye on all night. But that's every team. When they go in to play Burns, they're always looking for number 8. The question is, though, what can you do with him?
I'm telling you, last week, I know that you watched a little bit of it on YouTube.
Yeah.
They put Sweezy under center. They put, it seemed like either Nick Jackson, 3 guys do it, Silas Tate, Nick Jackson, and Dorian Starnes, and basically set up the wing over there, and here's where the ball's going.
Yeah.
See if you can they could not stop it.
Yeah.
That's a tribute to the offensive line. That's a tribute to the offensive staff for making that play call, and that's also a tribute to Keywan Pryor, because everybody was doing their job.
And I'll say this just based off of Chase as the teams are taking the field right now. I'm looking over at their sideline, and they got size. They seem to be a very decently sized football team. Granted, they are high schoolers, so I'm not looking over there and saying, oh my goodness, there's a man-child out there for them.
Right.
But for a high school football team, they've got a good amount of size on them. So who knows? And what I'm anxious to see is who wins the battle of the trenches between the two teams, because we know what Pryor can do. Obviously, he can catch the ball if they need to throw it to him while he's in the slot. But where he's most dangerous is coming out of the backfield. And Chase, they might try and load the box. So we'll see. I love it. I love seeing the Bulldog running around here. I'm a Bulldog fan. I love the live mascots. I'm a Georgia fan as well, so I love UGA. But I've had Bulldogs growing up, so I just love seeing the little live mascot running around. So happy.
Well, you could tell it's Pink Night for cancer awareness. Cheerleaders have made signs for various victims.
Breast cancer awareness.
Breast cancer awareness. And there's something I want to throw out there.
Yes.
Bray Torgerson, who does a lot of work to fight cystic fibrosis, she is involved in a golf tournament. It's the first annual Thanksgiving Classic, $1,000 cash prize at Woodbridge, November 23rd. Proceeds go to Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So it's on the Facebook page. You can check out Bray's Facebook page, contact her for information. So please reach out to her. A lot of money being raised for cystic fibrosis. So reach out to her, and she's doing a lot of good work in the community. So thank you, Bray, for putting on that tournament Thanksgiving weekend, November 23rd at Woodbridge Golf Links. Again, $1,000 cash prize. All proceeds go to cystic fibrosis. Now, that's going to conclude the Bill Shreveport Heating and Air pregame show. We're going to have a Jam and Jay's Pizza Factory kickoff. And Hunter, I'm going to observe a silent kickoff for our departed friend Steve Roberts, who lost his battle with diabetes. So in silence and remembering Steve, we will not talk during this kickoff.
Number 4. And on the return is KJ Leslie.
Okay, thank you for respecting Steve, and Steve, you'll be missed. I'm going to try not to break up talking about Steve tonight, and Hunter, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
He's a good friend. He's a good friend of mine, and
we all loved Steve.
We all loved him.
Around the radio station, not just a good man to us. I know his family is probably hurting as well. We send our thoughts and prayers out to the Steve Roberts family.
Steve, we miss you. I know you're looking down on us. We miss you, Steve. All right. First play of the game. Sweezy's in the shotgun, double wide receivers, and Keywan Pryor in there to his right. Sweezy barks a signal. It's going to be a penalty on Burns, I think, Hunter.
Yeah, it looks like I was a little bit of a jump. The center kind of gave him an upward nod. Couldn't tell if another one, though, moved on the line, but it definitely is going against Burns. It's going to be a false start.
Yeah, maybe a little nerves tonight. They know Chase is coming in undefeated, 5-0. Bulldogs at 4-1. Both, I think this is Chase's first conference game, though. I don't think they've played a conference game yet. Burns, Burns' first conference game. They're 1-0 in the conference. Sweezy in the shotgun. He's got it. He's going to give it to Pryor. He's got a little crease. There he goes. He's to the 30. He's to the 40. Still on his feet, dancing around. Then he'll be dragged forward till about the 44-yard line. That's a Falston Pharmacy first down, Hunter.
That's a first down for Pryor. And as soon as he saw the space, the Jets came alive. It was a one-cut downhill run by Pryor, and you got to give it up for the big men up front, basically parting the whole defense of Chase.
Double wide receivers left this time, and Sweezy's in the shotgun again. And this is what they do, Hunter. I know you've watched this a little bit. They line up, they get the play. I don't know what you call a little sugar huddle type thing. They don't really huddle up in the traditional style, but they play fast. And Sweezy, I think it's going to be another give to number 8. Let's see. He claps the hands. He gives it to 8, and he's through a little crease to the middle again. There he is at the 50. Makes a man miss to the 45, 40. Still on his feet, 35, 30. Still on his feet, all the way down to the 25-yard line. Falston Pharmacy first down.
And not only does he have downhill speed, Pryor's got the shiftiness to be able to cut back and forth, and it's not a big jump cut. It's just a simple little shift to the hips. I might need to cut left, need to cut right, but what I like about him the most, eyes up constantly, always looking forward. You know, Tom, and you said this is kind of like a little sugar huddle. Yeah, the spread offense runs this a lot. There's not many huddles in. There's a little bit of a play sheet that they're going to go from, and then they look over to the sidelines to get the play call from the coach. The spread offenses run that a lot.
Yeah, coaching staff over there looks like aircraft control. Now it's Sweezy's going to keep it, fake the punt. Got a little crease. He's through a hole. He's got another first down. To the 5, to the 3, into the end zone for a touchdown. That is a full throttle Power Sports touchdown. So just like that, 3 plays and Burns is in the end zone, Hunter.
Yeah, Burns is in the end zone, 3 plays, and not just any 3 plays, 3 plays on the ground. So you got to wonder, maybe Burns is trying to set the tone now of who's going to win the battle up front. And it looks like Burns' offensive line is absolutely manhandling Chase. Now, it's still early. Chase can always make some adjustments, but what I've seen out of Burns so far, 3 runs of really 15 to 20-plus yards. So if you're Chase, you got to tighten it up a little bit.
Well, after the penalty, I was a little nervous, but extra point is good. So after a minute 10, it's 7-0 on the Medical Arts Pharmacy Scoreboard. Back in 60 seconds.
Attention Kmart Pharmacy customers. You are welcome at Medical Arts Pharmacy on Grover Street in Shelby and Professional Pharmacy on East College Avenue in Bowling Springs. Bring your prescription transfers to your hometown locally owned pharmacies. All you need is your prescription bottle for your transfer. So if you've been a Kmart Pharmacy customer, you are invited to transfer your prescriptions over to Medical Arts Pharmacy, 108 Grover Street in Shelby, and Professional Pharmacy, 139 East College Avenue in Bowling Springs. Your locally owned and operated hometown pharmacies.
Napa know-how. Napa Auto Parts in Lincoln will be celebrating 50 years of business this December. Owner and operated by Eddie Wims and his son Jason Wims, has an inventory that is up to date, and their professional staff can help you with any part that you need. Stop by Napa Auto Parts today, located at 136 North Generals Boulevard, open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturdays 8 to 4:30 p.m., or call 704-735-0411. Napa Auto Parts also would like to say good luck to the Maiden Blue Devils this season and to number 55, Presley Poovey. Napa know-how.
Been having some technical, so just let me know that I sound good, Calvin. Kickoff, Jam J's Pizza Factory. It's going to be down to the 20. Popped up in the air. Ball's on the loose. Let's see if Burns comes up with it. And they do. So a mistake by Chase, and Burns has it on the Chase 30, Hunter.
Yeah, Burns able to really get down there and take advantage of the Chase mishap. He got his hands on it, was not able to secure it. I believe he looked up as one of the, they always talk about wide receivers. They look away when the ball hits their hands. They're ready to run before they catch the ball. I believe he was ready to run before he was able to secure it, and it really bit him in the backside as Burns is going to take over with excellent field position at the 30-yard line.
7-0 Medical Arts Pharmacy scoreboard just underway. 10:48 left to go first quarter. Burns, 3 plays, 70 yards. A minute 10 off the clock on their first drive. Chase fumbled the ensuing kickoff. Burns in business now at the Chase 30. Sweezy's in the shotgun, double wide receivers. I think that's Pryor beside him, and he's going to throw it. And he's got time. He's looking, he's still looking. He steps up, he's going to be sacked. And he fumbled. Let's see who got the ball. Burns retains possession, but Sweezy just took too long.
Yeah, the play took too long to develop, and give Chase a lot of credit. The front 4 for Chase really didn't stop. Actually, I think Chase is running a 3-4, so they only have 3 on the line. But they were relentless, didn't give up at all.
So Burns, 2nd down and 12, their first negative play of the game.
Good active hands by Chase to knock it out. Burns just aware enough to draw back on it.
So 2nd down, 12. It's Sweezy, claps the hands, has it. Now Pryor's going to try the left side through a crease. He's dancing around. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 25 to the 24. Give him 8 yards, and he fumbled. So Chase takes it right back. So the teams exchange fumbles, and with 9:57 left to go, life back in the Chase Trojans as they've got the football at their own 25.
So Chase, well, they were supposed to get it anyways. They just gave Burns an extra 2 plays before they took it back. So Chase's offense on the field for the first time.
Yeah, they're at their own 25, and it's going to be running play. They try the left side. Check that. Looked like that was number 5, Wilkins, but he didn't get much.
Yeah, Wilkins didn't get much. The man in motion, I hit my own cord.
That's all right.
The man in motion was Garrett Hampton.
And they're running another play. Boy, by the time we got ready, flag comes in. That's for Hampton, who was thrown for a loss, but let's check the call, Hunter. Looks like it was thrown in the vicinity of Holt. No, they're grabbing the face mask. I think that's going to go against Burns, Hunter.
Yeah, I believe so. My head was down. I didn't quite see it.
Oh, my gosh. Chase ran. Okay, was an illegal block. I thought he was grabbing the mask. No, so that's going to be let's see where they spot it, Hunter. They're going to spot it at the 23, so that's a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, they're going to give Chase for a loss there. Chase playing very up-tempo, like Burns. A little bit of a spread offense look as well. 3 wideouts, no tight end. Make that 4 wideouts now.
Yeah, so they spread it out. Now, Setzer told me they had some guys who could really run. Let's see what they do here. 3rd and long. Dropping back to pass as time steps. He's going to be sacked. So that's the quarterback, Hampton, who was sacked. I think it was Cody Petty that got him. Dorian Starnes, check that. Dorian Starnes got him on the ground, so that's a quick 3 and out for the Trojans. So Burns' defense on that sudden change really got the job done, Hunter.
Yeah, Burns' defense, they had a few extra plays to get rested before they had to hit the field, came out here, and really Chase knowed anything they were trying to do.
I want to say that's Degree back to receiving in Pryor, so they're running 2 return men, and the punt is away, and it's a good one. It's a missile. My word. And it's caught at the 35, and now working his way to left-handed field. He's got some room. He's to the 40. It's Degree. 35-30. He's still on his feet. 20. Makes a man miss all the way inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. What a return for Degree after a missile punt. It's brought back about 60 yards.
We got a little bit of laundry on the field. I see multiple flags. 1, 2, 3.
It's probably coming. Oh, my gosh.
It's probably coming back, but give credit to Keelan Miller of Chase not giving up on the play, hawked him down. But this one looks like it might be coming back anyways.
So I got all excited for probably nothing as I didn't see the laundry come up. But there was like 3 flags on the field, so somebody got mugged. And I'm not sure let's see what the call is. They're going to call block in the back. It must have been obvious by the number declined. Holding. Oh, okay. So we got 2 calls against Burns. No wonder he was able to get so much yardage, Hunter.
Yeah, well, don't take anything away from it. That's a great sign knowing early that your special teams has got some life under it. So it's going to be taken back for now. But what could have been?
I'm telling you.
If I'm Burns, though, that doesn't matter to me. We remember our last offensive possession. We scored in 3 plays. Okay.
Yes.
So we're okay with sending our offense back on the field. I'm not upset about it.
I like the way you're saying we and I've got you being a Bulldog fan. You've only been up here about 20 minutes.
I've been here about 20 minutes, and I'm going to be rooting for the winner. That's what you're getting out of me. But I'm just speaking as if I'm the coaching staff. You know, we scored in 3 plays on offense. That's okay. I'm fine with sending my offense back out there.
Okay, well, after we straighten out the mess, it looks like there was also a penalty against Chase for illegal motion. So after all the shenanigans, it's going to be a re-kick. I mean, I thought they were trying to figure out where the foul occurred because they have to do a spot foul on that. And they actually had a foul. And it did look like a Chase man started to get up the field a little bit before, so they called a motion penalty on that. And let's just redo it, Hunter.
Let's redo it, and let's see if the same thing happens here. Well, Chase knows who to watch for.
Right, I'll tell you.
Really, you can't kick it to either one of them.
See, what it is if you have 1 back, you kick it away from them. You put 2 back, you can't kick it away from them. And Degree, I'm telling you, I know Keywan's fast. I'm telling you, Degree looked about every bit as fast as Pryor on that. So let's see if he gets another chance. This punter, let's see if we get the number on the punter. Do we have the number on the punter? I can't find out. What number? He's 85. That's Puri, the punter. I believe that's his name. He kicked a missile. There's another one. This guy's just got a rocket, and this one's not going to be returned. Ooh. And it's going to come to settle at the 35-yard line. This guy might be punting on Saturday afternoon next year.
I'm surprised I didn't see a flag there either. I thought I saw a little bit of push block in the back on Burns, but you know what? Keep the laundry in the pocket. We'll just try and get this game to continue going. Doesn't matter either way. Like I said, if you're Burns, you're completely excited to get your offense back on the field. You scored in 3 plays.
Yeah, that was Samuel Perry, the 6'4 senior. He has got a rocket. I mean, that kid, somebody needs to be taking a look at that kid. All right, so where are we? We're at the 34-yard line, and it's 8:24 to go. Burns possession. Medical Arts Pharmacy scoreboard, 7-0. So if you're just joining us, thank you. Both teams have fumbled. Burns scored a touchdown in 3 plays on their first possession, fumbled on their second. So this is the 3rd time they've had the football. Chase bringing some extra guys around the line, expecting Pryor run. That's what they get. Pryor through his crease, still on his feet. And that was coming back, another penalty, and Burns is going to have to clean this up, Hunter.
Yeah, you got to clean it up a little bit. But this is no cause for concern, as Pryor on every touch he's gotten is positive yardage. But the only way that's going to negate that is if you keep shooting yourself in the foot.
That was
get a face mask on Chase.
Must have had a face mask on Chase, so that is going to be a Falston Pharmacy first down, a 5-yard run, and then a 5-yard penalty on Chase. So
if I'm Burns here, I just continue to put the ball on the ground. Chase has shown the inability to stop it at any point.
I would too, and that's going to be a penalty against
That's
Burns.
on Burns. That's a false start. Saw the guard get a little bit too excited there on the play. Popped up a little early. This is going to back it up. And we're going to try this again. 1st and 15 for Burns.
So the penalties are happening so fast, it's just hard to write them down fast enough. But Burns has had a number of penalties, so has Chase. So let's see if they can clean it up. Where are we? First down, 15 yards to go. Burns on their own 40, ahead 7-0. With 8 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. We've been here a while. I mean, 15 minutes. We've only played a couple minutes because the clock has stopped so much. So Sweezy's in the shotgun. He's going to hand it to Pryor, who's looking for a crease. He's got a little crease. There he goes. He's across midfield. He's to the 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. That is a full throttle 60-yard touchdown. Keywan Pryor, Hunter.
Yeah, if I'm Burns, that's why you don't hear me. You know, there's no cause for concern out of me based off what I've seen. Chase has just shown no ability to be able to stop Keywan Pryor out of the backfield, and they don't need to hang their head on it because a lot of teams have had trouble stopping Pryor out of the backfield. But he just made it look so effortlessly. I'll tell you what, a lot of people will talk about his down top hill speed, but I am more impressed with his lateral quickness and his side-to-side movement, how he can make him miss with just a small, he's very twitchy.
Extra point is no good. So we'll be back in 60 seconds on KTC Broadcast.
Do you have a wet basement or a wet crawl space? How about mold and mildew? Kneeline Co. Moisture and Water Control can help control moisture in your home to keep safe from fungal growth, mold colonization, and its destruction. Kneeline Co. proudly serving the Carolinas. Call Kneeline Co. today at 1-888-7-THE-WEB for a free estimate and get $25 off any new service. Again, that number is 1-888-7-THE-WEB for Kneeline Co. Moisture and Water Control. Now's the time to buy your new Kubota from Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. Right now, pay 0 money down. Get 0% APR financing for 60 months. Come on in now for all the details. All for good on the Kubota BX Series, the Kubota B Series, the Kubota L Series, and the Kubota MX Series tractors. Again, 0 money down and 0% APR financing for 60 months. Get your new Kubota today at Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive in Kings Mountain.
MJ's Pizza Factory kickoff. Medical Arts Pharmacy scoreboard, 13-0 Burns. We're just underway. Only 4 minutes and 1 second off the clock. Little squib kick, and it's going to be covered up by number 6, and that is Woods, Kayshawn Woods. 1st and 10 for the Trojans on their own. Where are they going to spot that, 125?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to put it on the 25-yard line for Chase. So Chase has got their first real dogfight of the year, and they find themselves behind 13-0 with 7 minutes and 57 seconds.
I'm telling you, they just stepped out in front of a truck, got run over those first two possessions. Let's see what they do here as they're going to try Woods, and he is met and driven to the ground by 74 Braxton Bivens, who just made a meal out of him. So see if they give him anything. They give him nothing. So that's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Chase Trojans from their own 25-yard line as they move quickly. They're up to the line. Burns in a 3-man front. Chase with 3 wide receivers. Little pistol set. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Not sure the number, but he's knocked down again. That's Woods again. And there is just nothing there, Hunter.
Yeah, there's nothing there, and that was one of the things I said when the game was first starting. I was like, look, I'm anxious to see how Chase is on both sides of the ball, and I'm anxious to see which team really controls the trenches, and it looks like it's Burns' trenches on offense and defense.
That's a sophomore. Bivens in there, 52, and they jump offside.
Yeah.
And they jump offside. They got to get a little bit more discipline. They're a little bit too eager. As some subs came in for Burns, and Jackson Bivens, the cousin of Braxton Bivens, gives Chase 5 free yards. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
That's more than likely the first positive yardage Chase has really gained all day, and it was thanks to an offsides from Burns.
Here's the snap after the quarterback, who was that? Nick Jackson couldn't get him. Throw out in the flat. Intercepted. I'm not sure who got it. Was it Degree? Degree stepped in front of the pass by Hampton, picked it off, and returned it to the 30-yard line. So Burns in business, Hunter.
That's always a difficult play to make by the quarterback. He's right-handed, rolling to his left, and has to throw across his body. If you ask, now he was under duress from the get-go. They almost got him in the backfield, and he rolled out and continued to try and make something with his legs. He tried to make a play downfield. If you ask me, it was an ill-advised throw towards the left sideline of the field. And what happened, it ended up in a pick. So that's just one you got to learn from. Maybe in that case, count your losses and just throw it out of bounds.
Yeah, he was under pressure. It looked like Nick Jackson was after him. Couldn't get him on the ground.
And what we got to remember, too, is these are, high school quarterbacks. You're not a professional that can roll out to your left, throw across your body, and complete that play. Not to mention, he was double covered.
Yeah, that was
that was a small side of the field. The way that he was, the quarterback was already running over there. That's where the play was developing. Was on the right-hand side of the field. So there were already so many defenders coming into that one spot, and the ball just doesn't have the zip on it across your body. So kind of just hung there, and he jumped in front of it. And I'll be honest, if he would have broke maybe one more tackle, that was a touchdown. I thought that was a big six.
We already saw his that punt return that got called back his speed. Yeah. But Hopper checks in at running back for the Bulldogs. Is that Pryor over there on the wing? I got to figure out who's who. Sweezy's in the shotgun, and he claps the hands, and Hopper's going out for a screen, and it looks like they're going to blow it dead for another penalty against Burns. They got to clean this up.
Yeah, they got to clean it up. The laundry, you got to put it in the washing machine and clean it up a little bit. They had Pryor lined up in the slot close side of the field.
Okay, I couldn't tell where he was. It looked like they had a wing over there too, little H-back. I thought that was 8. That might have been Starnes or somebody else, or Degree. It's hard to tell the numbers. Now, there you go. Pryor is in the slot. They got to know where 8 is. 1st and 15, Burns. And Sweezy's got it. He's dropping back. He's got time. He's still got time. Now he's running out of time. Flushed out's probably coming back. There's a hold. And Sweezy's going to run it out of bounds, but another penalty probably against Burns. It's got to be a hold, Hunter. So let's see what they call holding against the Bulldogs. It is. So back-to-back penalties. So Burns shooting themselves in the foot here. They took it over on their own on the Chase 39-yard line.
Yeah.
And now they're backed up. They're going to be backed up probably across the 50.
And see, I can't really give you a good judgment on how good this Chase defense could be because Burns keeps backing themselves up. It's not Chase making a big stop. It's Burns making themselves a big stop.
They're all the way back to the 49. They've got to go all the way to the 19-yard line. It is 1st and 30, Hunter. So that ends up being a 15-yard penalty.
1st and 30, but with Kewan Pryor, it really doesn't matter. I've seen him break off 30 to 20-yard runs just throughout the season, so this could be nothing, but they have him lined up in the slot again.
Okay, Sweezy's got it. He's going to throw it. He looks over to the left. He's got a man, drops it in the bucket to Pryor, still on his feet, makes a man miss. He's drug out of bounds at the 37, so give him 14 yards. Still, they got a ways to go. It'd be 2nd and 16.
2nd and 16, well, to them, anything from a 1st and 30 to a 2nd and 16, that's almost manageable.
Right.
You still have 2 more downs to get closer and closer. You don't have to get it all at this one point. Get a little bit of chunk plays.
Yeah, that's right. It was 32. Actually, I had it wrong because it was on the other 49. It was 32. So with that 14 yards, it's still 2nd and 18 yards to go, or so 17 or 18 yards. I'm going to give him 15. And about 17 yards to go. So Sweezy's back, and he's going to let it go down the left side. He's got Leslie out there. Touchdown! Leslie hauls it in for the Full Throttle Power Sports 38-yard touchdown, Hunter.
Well, Burns, go ahead and flex your muscles a little bit more. You can run it. Now you're showing us you can throw it. But if I'm Chase, I'm pulling Jack McKinney over to the sideline, and I'm asking him, how did you let that wide receiver get behind you, not by, like, maybe an arm's length? He was
all by himself.
He was all by himself. All that Sweezy had to do was put it to the back corner of the end zone, and he could go and get it. That's all he had to do. And the cornerback was 2 yards off of him on the inside. Didn't even protect the sideline.
Very poor technique, and it results in a Burns touchdown. But I passed KJ in the hall today, and I said, KJ, do you have a touchdown today? He said, let's hope so. So it looks like KJ does have a touchdown. Looks like Burns going for 2 as Sweezy's got it, fires, and I don't think Shaquille O'Neal could have caught that as it was overthrown. So it's 20-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Who shops at Putnam Distributors in Patterson Springs? Professional mechanics, shade tree mechanics, do-it-yourselfers, farmers, truckers, and industries. And maybe you should too. They have a knowledgeable and friendly parts counter staff, and they're glad to help you out anytime. And best of all, Putnam's prices are low on everything for everybody. Give them a call at 704-487-9395. It's in the phone book, or visit them online.